just getting ready for Kuso6rande. By the way, one exciting thing, you know, I said on Twitter that we'll go ahead and have one match and then I might play something after. But guess what? This match is the endurance round. 2 hours of suffering? 2 hours of something. But yeah, we are going to be enduring 2 hours of a single game. Is it something that I will feel good after? I don't know. We'll find out. If I feel good enough after the 2 hours of this game, then we'll go ahead and have another game that I play. But yeah. You know what, Elf? You're dumb. You're a dumb game. You have dumb music. Let's go ahead and go to this. But honestly, I love the endurance rounds. Simply put, Kuso6rande used to go with... you like the Elf music? Okay, I like the Elf music. It's just Elf is a really dumb game. Okay, just so y'all know. But yeah, back in the day when Kuso6rande started, we used to specifically do 2-hour matches for everything. Every game was a 2-hour match, but to make it a little bit more accessible for other people, and because I really started feeling how painful it was for me, we switched. We decided to go and switch to specifically 1-hour matches instead. But every once in a while, you have a game that just shines so much. Wait, McCyborg, you killed me in Inscription? Oh, well, I probably killed you, so... Got my comeuppance. That's what happens in Inscription, you know? You just... Comeuppance, you get muffins, and yeah. Lots of stuff. 2-hour matches would have also made the tournament take twice as long. Cadis, you're completely right about that. We're at the size where 2-hour matches is just very unreasonable in all regards. Well, except for the endurance round, because I like to bring back the classic feel of Kuso 1. So let's go ahead and take a look. I literally changed the title of the screen, Link Haxer. Oh my gosh, the announcement. I forgot to change the announcement. Streaming Kuso6rande for real. There. I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm gonna forget something every single time. Every single time. You know what? You know who's unreasonable? Tempestrol. Come in here, Tempestrol. Let's go ahead and find out what kind of crap you're pulling today. Come on. Oh, Tiny Pixel. Guess what? It is... I think it's Tempestrol. Tempestrol? Where are you? Are you here? Are you going to come and give us a game? Are you going to come and share? I really want to find out what game you have. Hello.
Hey there.
Hello, Tempestrol. People are like, you're just 3 raccoons in a trench coat, and that's kind of true.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
My secret's out.
You know, I love that I just, rely on assuming that everybody is watching extremely close. They're like, when do I jump in? I gotta wait until he says the words and then jump in. But I don't mind poking occasionally.
You know, I actually normally do that, but I hadn't realized that you'd gone live. Working on programming my Discord bot.
I always go live 15 minutes before the first match starts. That is my rule.
Yeah, today has a non-standard time, so
today's
I just
weird.
Paying attention. We're the only one today.
Yeah, but I said that you are unreasonable because we've got 2 hours of a game, and that is usually unreasonable. And
Yeah.
I have a feeling this is going to be something special. White Panther, thank you for that sub. It is an endurance round, and you will endure, or I'll kick ya.
You must. You must endure. So we're throwing it back. This is a new game, but my first ever game in Kuso6rande was Dark Years.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It was a Steam game. It was played on PC. Nod Then Bow gave me, or spent actual money to give us this game. And since then, I've been searching for something to follow that up with, because I think the PC games are sort of unpredictable. Like they're sort of an unknown factor.
Oh yeah,
Kuso6rande, because we don't have them very often. So I was pretty excited when I found a game that I felt was up to the task of being a Kuso6rande match, and this game is insufferable.
Yeah,
it's torturous.
I'm also gonna say that whatever you see on stream today, we do not endorse it.
Yeah, well, and we'll get there. The game has a forward as well.
I will, however, endorse simulators.
Yes.
Yes. And that is what we have. We have a simulator. What simulator do we have?
We have a simulator whose name is a play on an existing racing franchise, Need for Spirit Drink and Drive Simulator.
Everybody,
I can't get over how stupid this game is.
That is a stupid name. Yeah. Here's the deal, Tempestral.
I can't get over it.
We've got
Every
2
time I try to tell
hours.
someone about this.
We've got 2 hours.
Oh, this game's gonna suck. I can't stand playing this game for even 1 hour. I finally got to level 5 yesterday. Finally.
Ooh.
And I think the last thing I said in the Game Master channel was, I hate this game. I can't wait to give it.
Oh yeah, I remember you complaining about it. Yeah.
God, it's so bad. But I have no right to complain about it, because Wolf, who I didn't actually ask him to test, but he did anyways. After I suggested this game as a joke, he bought it. It's only like 60 cents right now, Canadian. He bought it, and he's played 18 hours of this game. So I don't know who spends 18 hours
of 18 hours.
18 hours
Did
playing
he beat
this
it?
game. No.
Oh.
Let me find. Oh, 18.6 hours was the screenshot that he put in Steam, or in the Game Master channel. So I don't. This game's so bad. This game sucks so bad. You may or may not be close to beating it. I think based on what you told me, you're like halfway through the game, but it's hard to know.
Well, I'm currently waiting for one of our. Today we've got Gene Genie versus Polterghost. It looks like Gene Genie is live. Yep. I'm waiting for Polterghost at the moment. Did you just say no? You just knowed me. You gonna go ahead and say no? But
I didn't say no.
What did you say?
I don't. Did I say something?
I thought you said.
I think you're hearing things.
Yeah, hearing you coming
things
through my headphones. No, Justin is here, but he is busy playing an idler game, so that's fine. Wolf, if for some reason you want to come and join Voice for a little bit to give some opinions during the match, we've got 2 hours. If you just feel bored at some point, come and talk to us about whatever the crap this is. Yeah, this is a 2-hour match.
Please, yeah, I was gonna actually say that as well. Like, please come in if Rosencho is okay with that. Please also jump in and talk about this, because I have a lot of opinions about this game. Dolph has played much more of it than I have, but I think I've gotten far enough that I can confidently say some stuff about this.
Yeah.
Well, I know I have gotten far enough to confidently say so. I just wasn't expecting someone else to play so many hours of this awful. Okay, I was gonna send a message to the devs and be like, hey, clearly this game was made in jest. Like here's the whole thing about Kuso6rande, and if you want like the whole thing about, like, we're not trying to be like, oh, this game is terrible, but like, obviously this was made for fun.
Well, I mean,
this game doesn't take itself very seriously.
Kuso6rande, we're here to celebrate the uncelebrable.
Sorry, and yes, but I'm also really glad that I didn't, because we've learned some stuff about the developers. They're strange.
Yeah, that's
They're
probably a
special.
good thing. Yeah, I think that you were sharing some pictures of other games that they made, and yeah, maybe it's for the best that they're
Some
not
folks in the
here.
Discord were, yeah.
Not exactly hot dog crimes, but maybe
No,
worse.
well, because like
I don't
these
know.
folks, like I looked at this and I went, oh, this game is like, you know, it's joking around, like it doesn't take itself all that seriously. You know, I can excuse it being what is effectively a very low effort Unity asset flip, because that's sort of the point of this game. I get the impression, but then I look at their other stuff and it's like, oh, all of their games are Unity asset flips. So however ironic this one might be, that doesn't excuse the rest. And I don't really know that, like, it changes the context of me saying, hey, do you want to come watch a bad game tournament that features your game, you know? So in either case,
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat more of this muffin.
Oh my gosh, what kind of muffin is it?
It's a blueberry crumble.
Okay, that blueberry muffins are always quality. I'm a huge fan of blueberry muffins. If you heat them up and put just a little bit of butter on them, that's like the most divine flavor of my growing up. Like, it's absolutely amazing. I don't know, there are a few things that have a flavor that I can never forget. That's one of them. The other, I mentioned on Twitter a little while ago, because in the 90s, pretty much everybody growing up had at one point or another essentially sorbet in, actually, let's call it sherbet, whatever, it's not a sorbet. Sherbet in Sprite with a little bit of orange juice in it. And like, if you had that, everybody, you know the flavor. It is impossible to forget that flavor.
Oh yeah.
Have you had it?
Oh yeah.
You can taste it just thinking about it. Yeah, that's like there's some people who say that they like can't imagine flavors and such, but that is like the one flavor that I feel like if you have any at all ability to imagine flavors and tastes, then that is the one that you're going to be able to imagine if you've had it, because it never goes away. I can taste it right now. I don't know if it's necessarily good, but it is unforgettable. Right. And even, like, I can even feel the texture. It's so weird how, like, memory works. Oh, Tempestrol, what have you been... Since we're waiting currently for one of our players to go live, due to them not being live yet.
Yep.
Yeah, so what's been going on?
Not a lot this week, although I guess my ADHD has switched from distracted mode to active mode, and I've just completely redone one of my personal server's Discord bots, ported it over to a whole new framework and added new features, just because I've become a better developer in the 2 or 3 years since I started working on the original. Oh, cool. So that's been nice. That's been a lot of fun to work. Well, sort of fun to work on. It's certain aspects of it. I just finished a thing that will embed, you know, the image sharing site Pixiv.
Oh, no.
They have a, it's just a Japanese art sharing site. Don't use it; it's terrible.
Okay.
But
I'll go ahead and lock that thought away. Don't use Pixiv.
It's but they have an animation format called Ugoera, and it's really frustrating. It's just a bunch of still images. It's an image sequence, and that's not that unusual. But like, you can't embed an image sequence into Discord, and I really wanted the ability to do that, so I found a way to convert it. Like, it's this disgusting, silly, janky process, but I have finally got it embedding in Discord, and I'm quite happy with that.
Well, heck,
it's a good place to find art. I hate their website, but it's a good place to find art. And interacting with their API is so awful because it's not public. You have to go through like this basically like a web server that's pretending to be the Android app. It's really terrible.
Okay.
But I've got that working, and I'm really proud of what I've managed to get going. Oh man, these players are going to suffer.
Yeah, we have the game up right now. I'm gonna ask Genie to play a little audio. That way I can test and make sure that it is sounding correct or whatever. There we go. Accordion music. You didn't tell me we were gonna have accordions?
Oh
my gosh, I'm so happy.
The music is good in every level. Flannel, do you enjoy this game? Because I don't, but well, I enjoy the first level. Look, you'll see. So I should point out, both players are playing with controller, sort of. I think Polterghost is using like a keyboard controller combo. I'll explain more about the controls when we get into it. But one thing that you should note is that this game, it's a Unity game where they've specifically bound the camera to the mouse. And some features like the menu, like certain menu buttons only respond to the mouse. So you might see them there's going to be some very strange looking camera movements probably. It's incredible. I hate it. Yeah, same. I hope you like this music because I'm pretty sure this is the music that plays in the first level.
Okay, we are going to be doing the countdown now. Everybody get all of your drunk driving emotes. I'm sure there are a lot of those on twitch.tv.
Yeah, all your responsible driving emotes.
All of them.
Alcohol.
Or going fast trucks, vehicles.
Small money denominations to represent the value of this game.
Okay, as soon as I see movement, I will start our timer. It looks like I might need to do a little recapturing for Polterghost in a bit. That is fine. I am used to having to do stuff like that. Yeah, look at the emotes. Okay, if you thought the mission will be easy, think again. The infrastructure will be challenging, to say the least. Country roads, mountains, and highways that resemble dirt roads will all prove to be worthy adversaries on your path towards a successful delivery. Abysmal roads aside, the biggest enemy will be your very own addiction to the booze you're transporting. All will seem harmless after you've transformed into an insatiable drunkard who suddenly thinks that he's got the skills. Yeah, well, okay. Time for us to go. Absolutely does not encourage drunk driving in real life, and that's what I want to emphasize. This is not an endorsement of the content, but then again, I think that's why video games exist. Put us in a reality that we do not want to be in.
Yeah, and they do say right there, don't drink and drive in real life. So
okay.
So this game is okay. The controls are: you drive with WASD, W and S go forward and back, left and A and D steer left and right.
Okay.
And if you're using a controller, then there's no accelerator. Forward and back on the joystick are forward and back, and left and right are left and right, which is the worst kind of driving control. However, you may notice that like the car rotates independently of the camera. The camera's rotation is not parented to the truck's rotation. It is in the other two camera modes, which are both terrible. One of them is directly behind the camera or the car, and you basically can't see anything. And one of them is inside the car. There's a first-person view where you can see the disembodied hands holding the steering wheel. Oh god, this is a real bitrate killer, isn't it?
A little bit, but I think we're gonna be fine on. Like, Genie's is just dropping a little quality, but meh.
You can still tell where we are. So, oh yeah, there we go, Polterghost. So Polterghost is in first-person mode, which I don't personally recommend. If you use that camera mode, then all the power to you, but the only usable camera mode, in my opinion, is camera mode 3, which is the one they're both on right now. And it has this great issue where the game doesn't actually lock your cursor. You can, and I'm so glad that Polter kept their cursor on screen so we can see that. Yeah, they've both got the cursor on screen, so you can see that it will allow you to bring your cursor off the game. So if, like me, you have 3 monitors, your cursor will just be on either side of your window, And in fact, I have a really unique problem with this game where my taskbar is on the top of my monitors. Just, it's how I like it. Don't worry about it. But what happens is
It's fine.
I'll move my mouse up to bring the camera down so that I can see in front where I'm going, and then I'll move my mouse to the side and it'll cross into one of my other monitors, and like it'll highlight one of the windows, and then Windows will do that thing where like the arrow preview where it fades out every other window except for the one that you're hovering on in the taskbar, and it'll pause the game. It's really bad. So that's a unique problem for me. But yeah, so we've got our first soft lock probably.
Oh no!
So the players are going to need to reset a lot.
Okay, so what happened?
I don't know. This is a Unity game where it's very clear that the geometry that's not the way to go, Poulter. That's not the way to go either.
Well, I think that might also be a soft lock. So do you think that is going to be the biggest problem here?
One of them. I mean, so the driving is also just insufferable. The whole game is basically on ice physics. The truck it's lighter than you would think, and it auto rights, which is very nice. So if you flip over, it will try to right itself, which is sometimes a problem. Like, it's a problem for Poulter, who should really be resetting right now. But like, you can fall over, like you can do a flip and your car will get back up. That's nice. But the car is also very light, so it bumps around very easily. But it also has a lot of momentum, so it slides. And I suspect it's because there's not a lot of friction on the ground. The ground is also very... okay. The collision boxes in this game are very clearly just generated from the objects themselves. They didn't do custom like collision or terrain or anything like that. So everything in this game is a static object. There's no dynamics. Like, there's a couple things that are animated, but nothing has dynamics. Like, nothing's going to move when you crash into it.
Okay.
So any tiny little thing, like the fragments of wood sticking out of these rickety fences here, will catch on your, like, the side of your car, and you will get pulled around by them. And because it's a Unity game, and because these models are fairly high detail, you often run into scenarios where, like, these fences have like 2 layers. They're like made of two different like layers of geometry really close together, and if you're going fast enough, you can hit them.
Okay.
And then clip into the front side, but not into the back side. So you can get yourself into a position where you're going fast enough to clip partway into a piece of geometry, and then because you're stuck, you can't go fast enough to clip back out. And so you can just soft lock by crashing into something at full speed.
Yeah.
This is a very common problem with Unity games that do this. And it's not really Unity's fault so much as it is a lack of care on the development part.
I think that, like, Cuphead was made in Unity.
Oh yeah, it's a great engine. I actually like it a lot, but its accessibility means that you get stuff like this.
I would prefer
So
that.
it's a common problem.
Yeah.
It's that thing where, oh yeah, Cadus is right also. By the way, if you think this is the drunk driving part, oh no, they haven't reached the alcohol yet.
That concerns me. I was going to ask about that because it seems a little bit difficult to drive already.
Oh yeah.
Question, like, it almost, just watching it almost looks like it controls the way that vehicles on Halo, at least Halo 1 controlled.
So,
where
I was going to bring that up, but it doesn't. It doesn't, because in Halo, you use the mouse to steer, or the right stick. And in this game, you use your analog stick, or use your analog stick or A and D to steer, and your mouse is only the camera.
Okay, but okay, your mouse is only the camera. Does it still, like, follow a straight line when you're going forward?
Yeah, so if you press forward, it'll go forward. Your forward is relative to where the car is facing.
Okay.
So you can face the camera in any direction.
What if the car,
Halo,
like,
on
swings
PC,
back and forth, like, behind? Because it looks like they're doing the butt wiggle that was very common in Halo. Is that not true? Or is that just subtle adjustments left and right that the players are doing?
Yeah, I mean, that'll happen. That'll happen, but it's not. It has nothing to do with the camera, really. Like, it's independent of your mouse. This game, you fishtail a lot in this game because the car is very slidey.
Okay.
No, don't go in there. That's not the right way.
I don't know if that answered my question, but I just have to try.
The steering is completely independent of the camera. You can face the camera any direction you want, and it has no effect on steering, and vice versa.
Yeah, I kind of like that actually. I've played quite a few games where I would prefer that to be the case.
I personally would prefer it if it controlled like a Halo Warthog. The driving in Halo on PC is something that I'm actually quite good at, and I really enjoy it because you can basically slalom back and forth if you know how to control it right. And you can do these super sharp like turns, and you can do J turns really easily because the mouse is so sensitive. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I'm a big fan, and I was really disappointed and then very frustrated when I played this game and realized that it didn't control like Halo. Oh man.
I love that like Halo is our standard for driving games at this point. No, like I've played a lot of racing and driving games in the past, and I am worried for Gene Genie at this moment.
Here's Gene Genie. Yeah, these things are pretty rough. You can get through these if you go really slowly. You can sort of weave between them. Yeah, very nice. You gotta have a feather touch there. No power drive. Yeah, so also the stage has a 10-minute timer. The timer is different on every stage. It varies between 10 minutes, and I think the one that I'm stuck on right now it's something like 4 minutes.
Oh no.
It's pretty low. But maybe not even like 2.5. But it's a very short stage. But yeah, so the stages are all about 10 minutes long, and this was the reason why I couldn't give this game out earlier. I was considering giving it out in Dowolf, and I think Dowolf and Kate both said like, hey, this is like if the players have to restart at the end of a level, that's like 10 minutes lost. But that doesn't really matter too much in endurance round because both the players will have to reset, and it'll just happen. And they have 2 hours.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
Folder stuck?
Again,
might be stuck.
I think so. This is not good. Yeah. The thing is, like, soft locks can be very frustrating, but when it comes to games like this, part of the puzzle is figuring out how to not soft lock. Yeah.
So it's a little unfun to soft lock in a game like this too, I will admit, because you get stuck on a random piece of geometry and go, well, that's BS. Like I had no way of knowing that my car was just going to disagree with that spot in the terrain. But knowing that, you now have the choice to make a strategy for yourself. How do I approach this corner differently? How do I navigate around this obstacle, take this hill, whatever the case may be, in such a way that I don't wedge my car in it again? You have to hit hills with speed. Yeah, and that can be dangerous too. It depends on what hill it is. Like if the hill is slightly too steep, you'll just crash into it. But going at hills with some amount of speed is definitely better than taking them slowly, because with slowly you might not make them up at all.
Yeah. No, I do have to say, because this game is on Steam, it's very important that people sort of understand a little bit about where these developers come from. As you said, there were like some reasons to not bring them on, and honestly, it looks like a lot of their previous they just shovel games out like none other. Like it's almost every week that they have them come out. Let me go ahead and read a description from this Atomic Fabric developer. Because they made a game called The Last Hope, Trump versus Mafia, North Korea.
They did.
You are Trump, the president of all countries. Shortly after being sworn in, you traveled to Europe for a conference, but your airplane is shot down by Mafia members. The Mafia and terrorists from all ex-countries join forces against you. Now you have to fix this mess. Yeah, interesting.
Gene got out of that hill, saved it, very nice, but they still have to get to the end of the stage, which is very close. I think it's just around this corner. Yeah, here it is. I like how the text is on. They didn't change the way the text layering works, so the text is just on the HUD layer, which means it's on top of everything else.
No.
That's something you can configure, but they didn't.
After some liters of beer.
After some liters of beer. All right, here's the drunk part.
Good luck.
Now you have to go all the way back to the start. in the dark
no.
with camera effects that are doing this to you. Enjoy.
This is
at least the music's
going.
better.
Yeah, this is. Liz Star, welcome to your worst nightmare.
Yeah, well, and I did look at the list to make sure, like, okay, I'm not giving like a game to anyone who I know has like problems with motion sickness. I wanted to be really careful because this game could definitely, like, even someone who doesn't normally suffer from motion sickness could have a problem with this game, right?
Yep.
There were some visual effects where I went, wow, this sucks. I didn't get sick, but I went, oof, like, this is pretty bad.
By the way, this is a 2-hour match, everybody, so I have a feeling it's not going to get better than this, unless there is a level, like, after sobering up.
Oh, these aren't the only levels.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
If level 3 is in the morning after you, like, slept it off.
Oh, you're a completely different character in the next level.
What?
Yeah. So this is like have you ever seen Love Actually?
No,
Hate that
actually.
movie. Oh, it's all right. The ending's terrible, but the rest of the movie is pretty good. Actually, the ending of one part is terrible. I just really dislike that she gave up on that one dude to be with the brooding guy with the PS2. Okay. Anyways, this is a lot like Love Actually in the sense that there's, or like Live Alive in the sense that you have a whole bunch of vignettes. Can I talk? I'm going to compare this game to Live Alive and also Love Actually in the sense that there are multiple vignettes where you play as different characters.
I feel disgusted that you just compared this to Live Alive or Live Alive.
That's what's going to happen.
Live Alive or
Live Alive. Five Alive.
I like Live Alive the best because that sounds like
8 short
an
films
actual
about
phrase.
drunk driving. Yeah, it's 8 short films about drunk driving. Everyone is in a different context. So the level after this is going to be about you're delivering alcohol. You're delivering brandy to American soldiers in some desert country. It's I guess I don't know if they say it's like Iraq or Afghanistan or something, but it's something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's an important delivery from time to time. Just don't make it when you when you're a little under the influence.
Yeah, too much nonsense on this car. On the 3rd, yeah, it's the 3rd of July, so the 4th of July celebrations can happen. And that, man, the return trip for the next area got me like genuinely like quite frustrated. Like I got angry, which I try not to do with games, but there was some like very specific BS that just pissed me off on the next level. So
this is
first, yeah,
fun. So do the effects change up after, like, on later levels?
Yeah, so the drunk effect on the next pair of levels is actually significantly worse than this. This is very playable in my opinion. I didn't really have any problem with this.
Yeah.
But the drunk effect on the next set of levels is much harder to manage. Oh, don't go up the hill. Actually, I think that's the wrong way entirely. Oh, no. Yeah, so here's, you can barely make it out, but see that marker that Genie just passed, these like pedestals, that tells you where the road is. Like the road texture goes up the side of that hill, but the actual terrain would suggest that you drive in towards that lake. Genie did remember the correct way to go, however, which is not into where that lake is. That is a dead end. And in fact, if you go into that lake, I'm pretty sure you get stuck.
Okay. You know, I'm sort of the opinion here that people should be able to make whatever games they want. And
Absolutely.
honestly, you know, even if they tackle taboo subjects, this one definitely does. And maybe, you know, it serves as a decent reminder you should not be drinking and driving. I even say that politically, as long as it doesn't get a little, like, as long as you are not getting racist or specifically targeting a specific group, or even then, sometimes parodies kind of can do that a little bit in order to get a specific point across. I think that people should be able to make games that do touch those taboos. Now,
Sure.
people are definitely welcome to trash you for doing that.
Yeah, like,
and probably
wanna be really
deserve that
clear.
every once in a while, yeah.
Bad content is still bad content, even if it's ironic.
Yeah.
Irony does not save you from criticism, and something that is bad can still be unequivocally bad, even if you can interpret it. And like there are like this is not a good game in any aspect, even if it is ironic. So I hope you people like how dark these levels are. They look a lot better when you're actually playing the game, but stream compression really does a lot. Like, it doesn't help.
No, it doesn't. Oh my gosh. This is difficult. Apparently, Poltergust
might have pressed the
saved
save
and
button.
Gene did not save.
The game autosaves.
Oh, well, okay, not a big deal.
You don't have to worry about it. And there's not really any reason why they would need to like go back to the main menu and press continue anyways. This game is a lot of things, but crash prone is not one of them. I would be surprised if it crashed. You can start again, you may have noticed, by going into the main menu, which you must click with your mouse, and pressing the again button.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I have a story for you, Tempestroll, that is
Please, tell me.
tangentially related to this game. Okay, so when I was in high school, I mean,
Okay.
I'm
bracing.
That already sounds like questionable, but I think it's a little less questionable. Okay, I was in show choir, and there was a performance that I was trying to get to, and guess what? In a
What?
parking lot, or no, I think I was in the road, and my car just died. It just stopped working. I'm like,
That's rough.
crap. This sucks. But somebody, like some random person, stopped by and helped me push my car. I fell into the into like the icy slush and permanently stained my my sort of tuck shirt, but whatever, it's fine. But yeah, and then drove off, and I'm like, well, okay, my car is out of the road and into a parking spot. I have to get to this performance now. What do I do? And then this guy who was picking somebody up from the bar across the street stopped and was like, oh my gosh, I can help you. I'll go ahead and drive you. And I'm like, okay. So the guy wasn't a drunk driver, but and the lady in the back, I'm really glad that he went and picked her up, okay? Very, that's exactly what you should do, because she was talking about this Christmas tree. She was like, I don't know why they put a banana on your Christmas tree. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you are so drunk.
So wasted.
And, you know, at that time, I think that's the first time that I really had met somebody who was absolutely drunk. And it was hilarious about her, like her just talking about that, about this banana on the Christmas tree. And I'm like, no, bananas should go on Christmas trees. Why are you saying no, Doe Wolf? Come on, put a banana on the Christmas tree. Everybody, for the lady who managed to call a friend to drive her home. Banana on the Christmas tree. So yeah, Gene Genie is on the second set of levels here. And what's the idea here? You've got a lot on top of your vehicle. You're driving to the U.S. Army.
So, I don't know if you saw when Gene Genie spawned into this level, they had the first camera mode on, and the vehicle is so tall that it's impossible to see if you're not using camera mode 3 or 2. So you have to use the adjustable camera one. Or first person mode, I guess, if you want. Good luck seeing where you're going, but you can. But yeah, we're delivering Brandy, which I thought was sort of an interesting choice.
Yeah, that's a little odd. And
Brandy
also,
strikes me as a very European brand.
In general, if you are out like in a war, you probably should not have a holiday so telegraphed where everybody is going to be drunk. That's just not a good idea. Like, they should be celebrating like the week after or something like that.
Especially if they're leaving all of their tanks like just on the side of the road, like they're like construction workers, you know, like, oh, you know, those cranes are just sitting there because like it's the weekend and they aren't doing construction work.
Yeah,
Same
what
thing
if
with the
someone hotwires the tank?
You probably could do that.
I think you might be able to.
Actually, I wonder. They have modern tanks have like really advanced electronics in them. You probably can't hotwire a tank these days.
Maybe you could hack into it, bring a USB, hack into the mainframe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I know a guy who works for General Dynamics Mission Systems who make the electronics that go into M1A1 Abrams tanks. I don't think that they work on those electronics, although what they do work on, I don't know because it's like classified. But hi, who's this?
That Justin is just he's standing here talking, saying hello.
Hello.
You bet Nico from video games could hotwire a tank, Jeff? Yeah, I would agree with that. Nico,
Video games.
Yeah, he's from video games. Nico.
I told you about you know about video games.
He's also a firefighter. Justin. He's being silly over here. Hello.
Yeah, no, this could have been you. We could have. This could have been you.
Oh my gosh. Here's
This
the
is the
deal.
kind of friend that I am. Imagine going from mini golf straight into this. No remorse. Why is it sideways?
Wait.
The geometry in this game only gets better. I bet this looks fine. Wait, does this have VR support? I don't think it does.
That's probably for the best. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't think Justin's gonna leave. Jeff says hi.
Hello. Hello.
I'm gonna turn down the sensitivity of this microphone real quick.
Hello.
Oh my gosh! Stop.
Hello.
Justin!
Hello.
How do I
I can't believe I get to listen to this for 2 hours.
Justin, stop it!
You people, I am a true Bersentia fan right now. Because I don't have him muted.
Oh, well. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I am a
don't
true Bersentia fan,
mute
though.
me. I will kick you in the face if you do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good luck. Get on a plane and come kick me in the face, coward.
Oh, I want to. That would be so much fun. Seriously though, it's been so long since I've been able to go and visit people
And kick people in the face, yeah.
and kick
Same.
them in the face. Yeah.
Same.
I'm a yellow belt. Okay.
Oh,
That means that I have done slightly more than a white belt. Yeah.
You've done marginally more martial arts than me, a person who has done no martial arts.
Oh yeah. I could, like, if you're laying down, I could kick you in the face really easily.
What a skill. You should bring that to the talent show.
The talent show.
I was going to say America's Got Talent, but I forgot the name of every single like TV talent show, and so I just went the talent show, like
The talent
it's
show.
a thing that we have. Oh, don't make us bored.
I mean,
That's a talent show. That's a game talent show.
Yeah, we could make the game me kicking things in faces, and then, just have a good showcase of that until Corndan gets bored. But I don't know if Corndan would get bored. It's 3rd July. There we go. Poltergeist getting caught up to Gene Genie.
And Gene Genie's on probably the best part of this level, and by the best part I mean the worst, which is this is the part of this level that I think looks an awful lot like that spaceship part of Myst.
Yeah.
You just drive up and down this mountain, and if you get like caught in these rocks, then you're just done. Very carefully the canyon.
Very
The
carefully the
vehicle
canyon.
It does, and you'll notice that the wheels are like set really far out from the body. I'm not sure why. Like I don't know what happened with their game models that like they had to separate the wheels like that. I'm certain the model didn't come that way.
When you're you gotta modify the models, okay? You can't just have it straight up exactly how it shipped.
Three Hands is totally right. It does look like the worst planets of Mass Effect 1. That you just brought back a just rush of memories to me. It does. And you know what? This controls about as well as that vehicle. Maybe a little better.
Okay, I've only played.
You guys like?
I've only played a tiny bit of Mass Effect 1. The full collection, though, I believe, is free with Game Pass, which means that I could play it. I need to play through Mass Effects because I haven't played more than like the first chapter or so of the first Mass Effect.
I genuinely really like Mass Effect, like the whole series, even 3, which I had the benefit of playing after the fact. I knew about the whole issue with the ending. Even 3, like the parts that were strong were really strong. The DLCs were exceptional. And if that HD collection comes with all the DLCs, like there's a lot of really genuinely good storytelling in that series. I like it a lot. The first one, probably the best. But the first one also has like the worst inventory system and the worst skill system, and a character can permanently die if you don't level up a certain skill to a certain amount before the end of the game. Yeah. I totally get why people don't like 3. It's justified. It's the weakest out of the series, but I still think it's pretty strong.
Honestly, I think that you can still like enjoy a game and hate the way that it ends. Or at least dislike the way that it ends. Yeah, that's completely fine.
More fundamental problems than just that. Like, you can't holster your weapon because of like console memory limitations. And there's a bunch of like it has third. Supposedly that was the reason. Like, you can't holster your weapon in safe zones because I guess the animations would take too much memory. That's what EA said.
That's dumb. EA.
I don't agree.
Come on.
Yeah, and Faizu's right. So like Mass Effect 3's other big problem that I was going to bring up is it has trilogy ending syndrome. It has the same problem that every third part of a trilogy has, which is that it needs to end. It needs to wrap up either all the loose ends, or it needs to discard a lot of them, or like it just has this problem where it's really hard to tell a story with a compelling starting and ending because you know that the whole thing is going to end at the very end, right?
Well, considering how many branching paths, if you have a million branching paths and just want to wrap it up in one tiny package, guess what? It's not going to happen.
Well, and there's not a lot of branching paths in Mass Effect. Honestly, like there are some things that make the characters act differently, but characters can die in certain contexts permanently, and then new replacements come in. But fundamentally, the story doesn't really change all that much. And I think it's I actually think that it's pretty good. I think the combat in 3 is the best the series had.
Ooh.
I still think it's fun, but it has this problem where it tries to introduce all these new characters. Like it introduces this great character in one of the side stories. I think she's a DLC character. I really liked her, but it was pretty apparent that you weren't going to get to do anything with this character because the whole series is ending, right? So, it has unfortunate issues like that, but it's sort of more endemic to third games,
Yeah.
I do still like it. Gene has 30 seconds left and he's not going to make it to the end of this level.
You know what? Or you could do what Marvel does and just never wrap everything up. Never, ever, okay? Leave like 50 loose ends at the end of every movie so that you can so that if people liked it enough, you can make a million more movies.
Nah, you're talking about Marvel as though the only thing they make is movies, though. Hey, check it out. Gene Genie's timer ended at 7 seconds. It has never once counted all the way down to 0 for me. I don't know why.
That's kind of amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say that Marvel, even with the comics, every single there are a million loose ends, and there are a million comics that get spin-offs. So if you don't have to wrap everything up in one nice package. It's cool if you do.
You don't.
But you don't have to.
But like the comic stories do frequently wrap things up. Like at least they will wrap up the main conflict, and then there's opportunity for future stories. But it's not like the movies where there are never resolutions.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I can't recall the last Marvel movie I watched, and I don't really plan on watching too many just because it's... Okay, let's talk about Gene Genie Screen, actually, because this is supposed to be Gene Genie drunk driving. Bad Gene Genie, stop it. But what is happening with... what are the visual effects happening here? I don't really see them. Wait, it's not?
No, we're on... No. So there's a set of level pairs. You go towards the objective, and then you come back to the start.
See, I thought Gene Genie made it.
No, Gene Genie reset.
Oh.
Reset at 7 seconds. So the timer will count down. You have a time limit. This level's time limit is like 9 minutes or something.
Okay.
Or 8 minutes. And it doesn't actually reset when you get to 0. It resets a couple seconds before. I've never seen it hit 0. I don't know why it does that.
That's silly.
But timer lies to you. These players are both doing very well. These driving mechanics are not even remotely tight. Trust me. There's nothing.
Somebody in chat was saying that they look tighter than a lot of modern games, and these are just really good players, is what I would say. And
this is the better of the
as soon as we get to the drunk mode in this specific level, I think we'll start seeing some nightmares.
Yeah, so the ones in this, you're going to see like a swirly camera effect that makes it hard to tell what direction your car is facing.
Okay.
Although that can be sometimes alleviated by pointing the camera, zooming out the camera, and then pointing it straight at the back of the car. That can help. Just can't explain why, but it helps. It helps orient. Like, because the actual sphere, there's like a sphere with what I suspect is just a shader on it, and they've put that around the car. And you can zoom out the camera in this third camera mode to a point where the camera's outside of the visual effect bubble, and so you can actually see. I believe that's what they've done, and so you can actually see like the whole effect and your car inside of it, and that makes it a bit easier to steer.
That's kind of fun.
They will also the camera is going to completely black out at a couple of points. It's not gonna flash, but it will like. It'll fade to black and then come back again. The screen will turn sepia tone and black and white sometimes. This whole screen is going to do a swirling flip that looks like it came right out of 2003. First person is a really terrible idea in most of these areas. I did use it once to good success in the level after this.
Okay.
But only because there were some really tight turns that where I needed to be able to see directly in front of me, and you couldn't with the geometry of the level.
You know, I'm watching Gene Genie just driving on some of these narrow passages super fast, not taking it careful. Gene knows that there's a fairly strict time limit, but at the same time, like, I feel like if you're gonna go slow, I would be going slow on those stretches because I am concerned about falling down.
Yeah, Gene's doing a really good job of this.
Yeah, Gene,
and I don't think
ridiculously good.
I don't know what they did for their control setup. So normally, you know, it's WASD, right? So you don't have like an accelerator. You just have forward and backward. Now, I don't know if they've remapped W to be like W and S to be like the triggers or something like that on their controller. But playing this normally the gamepad controls for this are like you move the stick forward to go forward, and that makes steering kind of unfortunate. So I'm kind of surprised at the level of precision they've got when this, as far as I can tell. Oh, you know what? It might be that this game has analog, like proper analog support when you do. It does use the control stick. So
okay.
This game has analog support if you use a controller, and it doesn't.
That would be nice.
Like, because turning full blast all the time, you can still make precise motions by just, you know, giving it a feather touch. And I'm fine with that, but I imagine the steering gets a little easier when you use an analog stick. It's totally possible.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we did encourage the players to experiment with different control modes. In the middle of the match, they are welcome to try to switch things around and see if it feels a little bit better. We've got 2 hours, you know, it's a long time, and you don't want to play with an uncomfortable control mode for a full 2 hours. Find something that works for you. You know,
and I really
switch if you get sore.
confident in that regard. Like, I did not want, I didn't want a sort of like, oh, well, this is fine enough. Like, I wanted to be sure that they were going to be okay with this for 2 hours, because this is, you know, I know that some folks are like, you know, find using like keyboard controls uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to be sure that they were okay with that. I think Polterghost is actually using, I suspect they might be using a controller with one hand and a mouse with the other. Is this
You might be right. Yeah, night cap. This is going to be a 2-hour match. This is the endurance round. We have the players play for 2 hours and they get to cry. However, at this point, I would say that like this desert level is more boring than difficult so far, except that you know they are running out of time.
Yeah, they are, and I think Genie has probably a better chance of getting there this time.
I think so. Just don't get stuck. The terrain is evil. Terrain's the devil made the desert. The desert, devil desert, dust devil. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. I thought this was a jump. I was so excited for this to be a jump, but it's not. So yeah, 280 seconds at this point. It's probably doable. You just gotta not get stuck. That's the thing. Like the thing that really kills you in these is honestly like the small, tiny little slowdowns. Because the levels only get tighter on the time limits.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that this place doesn't exist.
That would be correct. Uh-oh.
Nah, a little buffering on Genie's side. I'll go ahead and refresh both of the streams and get it caught back up. Yeah, it's fine. We've got 2 hours. A little buffering here and there. Not going to stop me. Genie just spinning around. Whoa, those skills. Nice T-turn. T-spin.
J-turn. It's a J-turn.
Oh.
No, that's a real car drive. That's a real car driving move, as opposed to other driving move.
Okay.
And you reverse, and then you turn your car around and start going forward without stopping.
I don't know. The only car driving move people seem to know here in Utah is not knowing how to use a four-way stop. Freaking crap. Seriously, nobody can do that.
Can I just bring up what Final Cat has said? The controls menu in the game says that jump is space. Do you want to know what space actually does?
What?
It's a handbrake. It's not jumping at all.
Well, I mean, if you use a handbrake at the right time, maybe you jump a little bit.
No, not this game. No, it's just a handbrake.
Somebody's saying that apparently in Michigan, they have something called a Michigan left, and I don't know what that is. It sounds scary, though.
The handbrake does not let you drift in this game. It just stops your car. It's not that good. You don't really go fast enough to the point where, like, as far as I can tell, all it does is it increases the friction on your car's wheel material. So it probably just, like, it just slows you down. It doesn't actually do anything interesting.
Oh, Michigan left is basically U-turn and a right turn. Okay. So you got to learn how to do that. Now you got here in Utah, okay, if you're driving, what you have to do is treat every other driver as if they're about to murder you. Because they, like, moment's notice, there is a minivan full of children that is going to run you off the road, and you're just dead. So you got to watch out. Even when you get to roundabouts, okay? The most ridiculous thing was when somebody stopped in the middle of a roundabout to wave us in. I'm not even kidding you. It was so dumb. This is not good. Oh, no.
Oh, it does get a little better after this first initial sort of like swirliness, and then the screen's blacking out. Oh, man. Oh, it only gets worse. Imagine climbing up, like crossing those narrow bridges or climbing up that thing. This is the swirly effect I meant, is sort of like hard to tell which way you're going. It's okay now.
Yeah, like when there's Yeah, at this point, that's fine. If you get the swirling effect near one of the ramps that you have to drive on for a long time, I can imagine that being a nightmare.
Yeah, the swirly swirl is pretty awful. Like, it gets worse than this. Like, right now, this is actually very playable. It's more like the first drunk level. The swirliness gets pretty intense, and sometimes it's really hard to tell that your car is a car. The lighting doesn't help either.
Yeah, it's dark enough that it's a bit difficult. But here's my question, okay? It's still the 3rd of July, right?
I think it is now the 4th of July.
Oh, so you stayed there overnight?
Like no, it's like it's midnight. Just jump off the ramp.
Yeah,
just
go off the ramp. It's fine.
Just jump off the ramp. Just jump off the ramp. You probably won't flip into the spikes and have to restart the level like I did. Probably, maybe, if you do it right. Why don't you have headlights? I think. Oh, this one doesn't have headlights, does it? I mean, these aren't even real roads.
These aren't even real cars. This, if you don't believe this is a video game.
It's barely a video game. So now, it's so hard to play. Like when the screen blacks out. That's the effect that actually made me like just super angry, because I could feel the time counting down, and I had this screen blackout effect, and I was just like, stop it, stop me from like not move, like stop letting me not move. Like it really frustrated me. Do you read this game costs 60 cents. I could buy so many copies of this game. I could buy a copy of this game for everyone in the Discord, and not, well, actually that probably would cost a lot of data, wouldn't it? It's not a promise. Oh, and they were gifted. Sorry, yeah. The players didn't play these games. And when I played Dark Years way back in Kuso6rande 4, way back 2 years ago, Not Then Bao, who was the GM for that, that paid out of his own pocket for that game. He spent $20 on that match.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Not Then Bao. That was really generous of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas you're like, hey, I spent like $1.50.
Yeah. Being able to does not stop you from moving. That's correct. But like with the way that this game is slidey, I don't trust myself to be able to move in a lot of scenarios, because the screen blacks out at like very specific points. I can't tell if that's because I was really consistent with my speed, or if there are certain effects triggered by like little hitboxes in the road. But it would always black out the screen at like the least convenient points, so I'd stop moving so I didn't drive off of a cliff.
Yeah, that's fair. And with the time limit, like, these levels are not short. With the time limit there, you can't really afford to slow down too much. I mean, unless the game makes you. If you drive off one of the cliffs, by the way, are you pretty much just done?
Yes, with the exception of the one where you can, well, if you drive off the cliff where the ramp is, you know there's a ramp to get you back up again.
Yeah.
But if you drive off another cliff, it's totally possible for some of those, like the canyons are connected, so it is possible to like drive back to that area in some cases.
Huh.
But you wouldn't have enough time to finish the level, so it's not worth it.
Yeah, gotcha.
Ah, man, Poulter's really suffering with this level.
I mean, I can't necessarily blame Polterghost for suffering. We're suffering here as well. I feel like, Polterghost getting to the big ramp, I think Polter is going to make it to the end this time.
At 234 seconds?
Yeah.
What was that Genie had at this point?
I think it was about that.
Was it? Oh, okay.
I feel like, yeah.
Maybe a minute to spare? Okay.
Yeah, Wolf thinks it's about a minute to spare for if you're not doing it perfectly. So
you would know. Played like several times the amount of this game that I have for some reason.
So how far did you make it, Tempest Roll? Because you've clearly made it through this desert level.
Yeah, so I've made it past this drunk level that Genie's on. After this one is one that I think is probably going to be pretty tough. I haven't beaten it yet.
Okay.
Just because it has a really... The level geometry is very condensed, very packed in. It's kind of hard to see, and your car only sort of barely fits through. It kind of feels like driving a Halo Warthog indoors, but worse.
Oh, that's great. So you haven't finished that sober level?
No, I got really close to the end before timing out, and I
Were you just
really
angry?
hard. No, I actually liked it a lot. Its design is much more fun than this. Because it almost looks like a real... Okay. This game, in a lot of ways, reminds me of like... It feels very Bennett Foddy-esque, except with none of the like scholarly take on gaming that Bennett Foddy puts into his games. None of the artistry. But it has that very same sort of like, one mistake will just totally screw you for the rest of this level sort of energy that like Getting Over It has. Careful where you drive, Genie. That's not. I'd say it. No, they're dead.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Whee!
Crunch.
Oh,
now you can't get up from that.
yeah, that. Oh, that is unfortunate.
Also, I should point out right there, you may have seen that the camera moves when you are in the menu, and also the timer doesn't stop. It's pretty great. Well, we go back to the first level's music and the one after this too, which I'm really excited for.
Oh my gosh. I'm taking a look. Apparently, the company that this came out from, they had a fundraiser specifically on the website Fundraiser.
Yep.
And the goal of 1.5K, they raised $0. I shouldn't laugh so much, but it's kind of funny to me. Like, all of this seems like it's some sort of like sketchy MLM or something. Like,
oh yeah, this dude is into, well, he talks about Bitcoin on his Twitter, so yeah, there it is.
Oh yeah, they also have a video game that's all about like crypto.
Oh, well, he talks about it a lot on his Twitter too. He's like really into, it doesn't seem to be all cryptocurrency. He just seems to be really big into like investments in general. Like trading.
Yeah, that's
like,
fair.
What about like gold?
I hate the layout of their website. Holy crap.
Wait, is it up? I tried looking for it the other day and it was down. Like, it wasn't assigned to an IP address.
Yeah, let me go. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and post it on in the chat. And everybody, I am not responsible for any computer viruses you may get from this website, but like the layout is something amazing. I would say run it in safe mode if you want, okay? Because I don't know what is on this. Because I'm trying to find out more about this. You can join them.
Oh wow, this is hideous.
Yeah.
This is like GameStop from 2010.
No.
2005.
Because things aren't even lined out correctly. 2015 Atomic Fabric.
Wow. Look at these. Look at these iframes where they haven't bothered to hide. They do realize this is a CSS style you can do, right? To hide the scroll bars on these iframes. Wow, this is hideous. I like the different text on go to shop and download it here.
Yeah, I'm just like trying to figure out where this company is located, and I'm not really sure.
They're from Moldova.
What's that?
I said Moldova is a country.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know why I've never heard of Moldova.
I suspected that they were Romanian from the developer's name, and they're from Moldova, which is actually right next to Romania.
Oh, okay.
Moldova's where the Epic Sax guy's from. Yeah, that's true.
I feel very ignorant because of that, but yeah, I need to pay more. I don't watch Eurovision. I don't even know what Eurovision is. I thought it was exclusive to Europeans.
Moldova's in Europe. Romania's in Europe.
Yeah, but
Ukraine's
I'm not allowed to watch. I'm American.
Well, also, they have Australia now, so... Eurovision's become this, like, nebulous, like, pan-Eurasiatic and also Australian thing. Like, it's Eurovision is, like, not even, like, strictly European anymore.
So,
and Israel. Yeah.
Okay. And Israel.
Is Turkey in there too? There's a couple of countries that are part of Eurovision that are like not even remotely like that you would not normally consider to be part of Europe.
Yeah, I would go ahead and say at least I'm actually a fan of people making games that are based off of pre-packed assets. Let me go ahead and explain why, Tempestral. The thing is, like, actually completing a project takes a lot of work. There goes Polterghost. Whee!
Yeah.
And, like, just getting to a point where you can say that a project is done is something that's enviable. You know, I have not made a game that is as complete as this. Now, you know, obviously, you know, selling it for like $20 would be a little bit questionable, but what, this was 50 something cents
on sale. I don't think that just because this game is complete means it's worth money. Like, I'm not of the opinion that all art needs to exist, frankly. And this game, we could do without this game and the world would be no worse off. That sounds like a pretty hard stance, but like that's my honest opinion. Not all art is good and not all creative expression is art or good. Like this isn't that's why I chose this game, because it's shovelware. It was clearly made without any intent to ever be good. Tongue in cheek perhaps, but it was made to bring in some amount of money for literally no effort.
Dole says it's worth $10. $10 for Dole Wolf.
I like it. I think it's hilarious, but I don't think it's good. Those are completely different in my mind.
Oh no, this definitely isn't good. But I'm also of the opinion that it doesn't really matter what tools you use or what you do. You
Sure.
should like be able to make something. And even, like, because something is art, even if you are rehashing things that have been done before, it's your choice to go ahead and set a specific value to it, you know.
Sure.
Considering, you know, pieces of art that sell for millions of dollars and you look at it and you have no idea why can't something like this, which possibly has more creativity than some of that art out there, sell for 50 cents?
It doesn't, but I don't disagree with what you're saying. I don't think it applies to this game. Absolutely, you should if you make art, you should price your art based on what you think it's worth. You know, what you think your time is worth, right? I'm friend with a lot of artists, a lot of furry artists, and one of the common things that has come up is why is are commissions so expensive? Well, that's how much that person's time is worth.
Well, actually, the biggest issue is that people in, especially the furry fandom, usually undervalue their own work.
Absolutely, they do.
Yeah.
And so the thing is, like, if someone sets their price, you know, oh, well, commission for my art is like $400. Well, that's how much they think that their time and skills are worth. And if that's not in your price range, then find someone who is in your price range, right? I don't think there's any problem. I have no problem with somebody creating something and selling it. That's not my issue here. My issue here is well, I don't think this is art. And that's
okay.
that's a subjective take from
paying
that's
for
an opinion.
entertainment, okay? Compared to a crane game may cost like $1 in order to spend 30 seconds trying to grab something that you are not guaranteed to get out of it. This, if it's 50 cents, at least I feel like we are getting more entertainment out of this than...
Gene, no.
Gene, oh,
it's over.
You're gone. You're gone.
Nope, it's over. That's tragic. Yeah, just the slow. Yeah, there it is. There's no coming back from that. Look, I'm only saying this. I value art. I actually think I hold art in higher value than a lot of people I know. like financially, I think that you know, if you want to spend money on art, then you got to spend money on art. I think that that's totally fine, and I think that artists should charge probably more than a lot of them do for their art.
Mm-hmm.
I just am not of the opinion that we should say, well, all creative expression is good, and excuse things that are very clearly stuff like, you know, the stuff like Ninja Bread Man, like the stuff that came from like Digital Design Interactive, like the Fievel Goes West on PS2 video game that's the product of greed and laziness, basically. I think we shouldn't excuse that, and we should talk about the fact that that's what these things are, that's what produces shovelware, and not treat it like it's some sort of gem, like authentic creative expression. I think it cheapens art to consider this in the same ballpark. That's again an opinion, but I think when we say, well, all creative expression is equally as
I didn't say it's equally valid, but you know, I would say that this has more merit than Ninja Bread Man because it is going out there. It has a unique level design. It's not just changing the appearance of certain things. It's actually Ninja Bread Man is just essentially copy paste a level, change the way it looks, change a few textures, and honestly, it was very little effort to put out essentially 3 clones of the same game. Now, of course, there's a possibility that, you know, some of their previous games, that for Need for Speed Drink and Drive Simulator, the devs, their previous games have levels that are exactly the same, and if so, then that is kind of a very lazy way to put this out. But
this is lazy even if they didn't do that. This probably does.
Yes,
you're right.
I agree.
This has more merit than Ninja Bread Man, but like marginally more. Prism Ranger, Gene actually found we all know now about the super zoomed out mode. We found this in testing. Turns out that this game doesn't have a limit on how far you can scroll out. So if you zoom out, you can see the entire level. Like the level will start to call, like the camera will start to call the level out of existence. It's pretty great. Also, the audio source that the music plays on is, I think it's on the car or it's in the world somewhere. It's not tied to your camera. And what that means is Unity's like default audio handler will apply a Doppler effect to dynamic audio sources, or it's like to 3D audio sources that are in the world if a camera is moving around them. And so if you scroll out, or even if you like wiggle the camera around, your position will change relative to the audio source playing the music, and the audio will start to like warp and wobble. It's really funny. Zooming out can be really helpful in this level in particular, I think, because again, I suspect that this effect, you can almost see where see that circle in the center. Some of these effects are on the screen, and I think some of them are surrounding the car. And I think zooming out kind of helps with these ones that are surrounding the car. I think some of my theories on how this game works are just based on my experience using Unity.
Yeah.
Because I've used it quite a lot for like VR chat, and trying to make my own games. No. 60 minutes remaining. I feel so bad for these people. I gifted it to them with I think when I gifted this on Steam, I think I sent them a message that was something like unfortunate soul, good, like I'm sorry.
Okay, Genie currently taking it slow, and that is possibly a good idea, but again, the timer is a little bit strict in this game.
It is. And like I actually timed out on this particular level twice. Or I timed out once and I fell off twice, near all of them near the end. It's definitely doable, but you got to be really confident in your movement. Turned to evil? Do you think I wasn't before? This muffin is so good. A little dry.
I want a muffin. I always want a muffin, though.
2 of the raccoons are evil. The third is also evil. Yeah. They're just, you know, lawful, neutral, and chaotic. They all argue with each other about how the best to be evil.
You know, that's sort of the inner dialogue that goes on with a lot of GMs, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, I feel like...
I feel like that too.
I'm just trying to think. What do I want to say about this? Because I'm going to go ahead and say that you and I... It's okay if we disagree about what...
Totally.
About this game. I definitely agree that it's shovelware. I definitely agree that there was less of an effort of quality and more of an effort of just getting something put together to ship. But
Yeah.
heck,
It's pretty apparent.
yeah, I'd rather buy this than a live, laugh, love sign.
Wait, what does that mean?
You know, the signs that people put up in like their kitchen that says live, laugh, love?
No, I know what you mean, but I don't. What's the relevance of that to this topic?
To me, this is more valuable than a live, laugh, love sign.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, okay, and like that's totally fair, right? Like personal value is like a completely different. I guess it's just something I don't want to make it come across as like I was like like I don't want to make it seem like I was coming at you or anything.
No, you weren't.
Okay.
I'm just saying that, you know, at least in my eyes, I could see this being worth 50 cents. I think that's
Well,
fine.
yeah, sure. It absolutely was worth 50 cents. I maintain that we would not be worse off without it, but sure, it's a funny thing. I do think it's funny.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's going to be any long-lasting value from this, other than the fact that, you know, we've had this discussion about what... I mean, guess what? This piece of work has brought us to a discussion to like try to figure out where the line between laziness and
Yeah.
creativity. I mean, we've already gotten a lot more out of this than other pieces of art out there. So,
Well, and it's hard to draw that line. I mean, it's got to be one of those things you evaluate on a case-by-case basis, right?
oh yeah,
Because, you know, you brought up, like, you know, reusing assets. One of my favorite... I did communication studies for 2 years in school before I switched majors, and one of my favorite writers was Walter Benjamin, who talked about mass production and how mass production changes art, and how like commodity, like art as a commodity, like is a very different thing from the way art, like how art used to be made is very different from art now.
oh my gosh, Poltergeist, are you there?
Catch up?
Poltergeist may have beaten. Yeah, Poltergeist has officially passed Gene Genie at the 1 hour and 4 minute mark. Wow.
Walter was pretty behind for a bit and has now caught up. Awesome. Art in the Age of Mechanical Reproduction. It's an exceptional essay, and like, I don't know a whole lot about Walter Benjamin's other work. I do need to read more of it because I actually, it's a little wordy. He goes on about the same points for a bit, but it's a good essay. I like it a lot. But yeah, it's and it's like, yeah, you can absolutely make valid art that is made of like recycled, like material that came, you know, they came from other art. You know, you look at like, well, is what Banksy does less art because he makes art out of other people's things, or, you know, is you know, like look at like a Marilyn Monroe or Campbell's soup cans, right?
Yeah.
Those are both really famous, influential pieces of art for very good reason, but they are, you know, derived from commodity products.
I mean, and then you look at a lot of the anti-art that has been put out that is still art. It's just, you know, Yoko Ono was part of that movement in some ways. And, you know, there are some people who look at things and are definitely like, how is this considered art? But that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that this was made specifically to be like, you know, this is anti-art, this is anti-video game. It's not.
Oh,
it's
there definitely wasn't that level of thought put into this.
Yeah.
There's also another topic that I think is just sort of interesting. I guess I've been thinking about it a lot ever since participating in Kuso6rande this year, which is how do we talk about like how do we talk about bad media, right? I'm a big fan of like Mystery Science Theater 3000. I like this.
Oh yeah.
You know, I like talking with people about bad films. I watched Fateful Findings with somebody the other day.
I love Fateful Findings so much.
It's so good. I can't believe he committed suicide. Can't help you out of this one.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
Yeah, how, like he just delivers the line like, I don't care. My name's Neil Breen. I care a little bit. There's
so much wrong with those films. Like he surrounds himself with like super attractive women because he has like an ego. It's like the whole thing is just this absolute mess. But like I love talking about bad media.
Oh yeah.
But it's also worth considering that I think there's an ethical component to it. How do we consider talking about bad media? Like, how do we determine what's bad? Can we talk about it ethically? Can we like say that something is bad without it being insulting? I'm not sure that we can, and I think that there's like a value in trying to strike a balance there. Right?
I think that you can. Like, this is objectively bad. Like, and that's not like I think even the developers would probably admit, yes, this is not a good game. And
but would they? But what if they did defend it? Right? That's the scenario where I get stuck. Like, what if they would defend? What then? I'm not certain that I know
Neil Breen.
Where the line. Yeah, well, absolutely. Like,
then they're the creators of Troll 2. Actually, I think Neil Breen. I feel like Neil Breen is a little bit more aware of the dubious quality of his films than some of the other directors out there, and he sort of has embraced that people laugh about these stories, even though he definitely goes into them being like very genuine about what he makes.
And Neil Breen does, yeah, like
yeah,
he's a weird dude. I don't know what he clearly has like a very clear and distinct feeling that there's like a lot of like problems with the world, and he doesn't trust the government, and he's like he doesn't trust like institutions, and like I'm not gonna say that his feelings are unjustified, because he's totally got something that's valuable there, but he has absolutely no ability to communicate it. It's fascinating.
Like, he has great ideas, but
like
putting them together
ability.
Cohesively, you know, is not something doable. By the way, Wolf has been sitting here just sort of listening for a while.
Oh,
hello
hey.
there.
Hey, yeah, no, I figured, you know, hour in, made it to the third set of levels. Figured I'd just come join in the party.
So this is the level I'm stuck on.
Having a fun conversation, so I wasn't going to interrupt.
It's a topic that I've had on my mind a lot lately, and it's one of those things that I'm slowly building notes on so I can write a blog post about it, because I think there's value. It's one of those things where it's like, I can't quite get at the idea that is rolling around in my head, you know? And then someone's gonna come along and make like a video essay about it that says the exact same thing I think, but with the words, and it's gonna unlock in my mind, and then I'll be like, well, I can't write my essay now. Inevitably.
Yeah,
but yeah, this is the level I'm stuck on.
Yeah, so the game this far has taught you that as long as you try to go fast and like don't do exactly what Poltergeist did right there and get yourself stuck on terrain, you're generally going to be fine. And you no longer are going to be fine. You have to be obscenely fast in this stage.
It's funny, I thought this stage punished going fast.
Oh, it does. Yeah, no, that's the fun part. You need to go fast and you can't.
Right, oh right, yeah, because the timer's so short, and the level's short too, but it's not like, proportionally, this one has a very strict timer.
Yeah,
it seems
Poltergeist is basically out of time, and they are nowhere near the end. Not even
really close. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So this is where I timed out also. This isn't near the end? Is it not just up this hill?
So you have to get up the hill. You really want to have a good minute to get up that hill, at least.
Wow, yeah. That
hill is mean. So we start with a hill and we end with a hill, and you really just need to gun it down that hill and just hope you fly over all the terrain. And if that works, you're fine, and you've saved a bunch of time. And if it doesn't work, it was the beginning of the level, and who cares? So I would have already reset if I were Poltergeist at this point. Like,
you want to have a decent beginning. You know that time is going to be a little bit strict. I think that would be the pro move.
But yeah, that hole in the stones right there on Poltergeist screen, just go straight through that. Don't try to make these curvy path. This curvy path is a mistake.
I tried and I had a really hard time with that. So it's good to know that you can do it if you approach it right.
Oh, it's not. You're gonna succeed maybe one time in 5, but like, Poltergeist has lost a minute already getting down this hill, right? Like, and now has to go straight, and going straight, it's a windy path with ice physics. It's wonderful.
Oh yeah. So can I ask why you've spent 18 hours playing a game that I didn't even directly ask you to test? What inspired you to play this game for 18.6 hours?
You can't just ask someone why they play a game for hours, and next you're gonna ask me why I keep playing Snulf, and I just don't have good answers for that.
I do know it's well, I don't know if it's fun. It's
fun,
because it seems fun.
Well, like, honestly, you know, looking at this level that Poltergeist is on, you know, this is definitely a little bit evil with all of the terrain in the way, a lot to navigate. It's almost a little bit more of a puzzle when it comes to figuring out how to get through this level, and it's actually got some interesting design.
It's a little bit, yeah, there's a couple shortcuts you can find. Like knowing on that part right there that Poltergeist just passed that you need to like slam on the brakes pretty quickly so you make that sharp turn. That rock up and this little pathway, you can get stuck on that terrain. That's fun. I've died a lot on this map. But yeah, nice. Yes, those.
Yeah, that is a soft lock right there. I'm really hoping Genie is able to get a hang of this drunk mode and get going. Again, everybody, we're an hour and 13 into this 2-hour match between Genie and Poltergeist. Again, we do not endorse drinking and driving. We are vehemently against it. But in the sake of a video game, I don't know. Nobody's gonna die over this, except for maybe a computer. I don't know.
Yeah. 2-2, the level Genie's on, like, it gives you 4 extra minutes as long as you just. Yeah, because you could, like, Genie finished with like 2 minutes to spare, making it here on the first going there, and they give you 2 extra minutes coming back. So you got plenty of time as long as you just don't fall off, which is hard.
It's pretty hard. I kept falling off right at the end too. It sucked, but this is approaching the end of the level, and they have 300 seconds left. So I think that they're probably in the clear now.
There's like 2 minutes of driving, but it's mostly straight.
Yeah, I don't think there's any bridges after that point, or there might be one, but it's pretty wide. No, I think there's none actually after this. So yeah, this is easy street basically.
Yeah, Poltergeist is trying to see if they can find shortcuts, I think. But that's not one of them. Or at least it isn't at that speed. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
At that speed. I love that it can be a shortcut, but not at that speed.
If you're going fast enough, you probably will just clip through terrain. I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. Poltergeist, I think, is trying to figure out where you need to go in order to finish this level.
Oh, have they just gone out of bounds?
I think this is out of bounds.
Yeah, I don't know where they are anymore.
I would say out of the intentional, like, technically it's in bounds. You know, they haven't clipped through any terrain. It's just, this is not going to be somewhere you want to be.
This is just reminding me of some of the, like, GDQ runs where it says it's in bounds, and you see them looking like they're going out of bounds, and they're like, it's okay, as long as we just don't go one step to the right, this is technically in bounds. And I'm like, I don't believe you.
Like Portal, where inbounds is counted by your camera being inbounds because that's considered the character and not like the actual character model.
Oh, yeah. Is that how? Okay.
It's something like that. Like in Source Engine games, the character is like the camera. Like that's like portals and bullets come out of the camera, and so I believe that's how they count inbounds. Somebody who has played the game more might know better than me, but it's a weird technicality. It's something like that. Where
I support
bounds, but your camera can't.
I would say that I fully support having your own weird specific rules for whatever category makes it the most entertaining for you. And also, like, it's completely fine for people to create a category called No Out of Bounds for Reals.
I mean, I think my favorite category is like trying to do Sonic games glitchless, though, because
that's not doable.
It's not doable. Like, sometimes you just jump on the floor and the floor decides to not hold you up, and now you have to reset your glitchless run.
I was told that there was I
Wait,
was told
somebody
once,
speedrun this game?
Somebody
What?
speedrun this game?
Apparently,
I looked on speedrun.com.
Maybe.
It must have done this after I looked a couple months
Raving
ago.
Sock Monkey. This has a time of 47 minutes, 47 seconds.
Pink sock.
That doesn't seem too bad.
Wow.
I am surprised by that because, like, the second pair of levels alone is like 20 minutes.
Yep, it is on speedrun.com, and
Three
there are
people played
3
this.
runs. One of them is over 4 hours, but the others are sub-hour.
Maybe I have
wow.
seen this run before. Maybe I did look at this page.
I will have to watch those.
Yeah. 6 months ago for the fastest
Wow.
time right now. So, hey, there at least is a competitive scene here. Yeah, this isn't a good game by any means,
No.
I'd say. But at the same time, what captivates a player often varies. You know, there's some games that overall are going to get most people's attention. It's just there's a very specific formula that a lot of good games use that most people are going to enjoy. But this definitely did not try to follow any of those formulas. And because of that, you know, Wolf definitely has played this a lot longer than you, Tempestroll. And that's fine. Everybody has their own individual.
Tempestroll has played it a healthy amount. I have not. This is fine.
I mean, for what it's worth, I think you can break formulas and still make games that are good.
I
don't
agree.
I don't think that's a reflection of the game's quality at all, personally.
I agree. I actually feel like there are tons of games out there that break formulas, but because they were not received well, because they ended up having flaws, there's a reason there were a lot of Mario clones, you know? Because Mario was
absolutely.
enjoyable. There's
Absolutely.
a reason there are not a lot of Kid Cool clones. Even though it tried some really interesting things, those were overshadowed by the sheer frustration that came out of Kid Cool. So it's like, yeah, you have to try something new and have it be overall a positive experience for people in order for those mechanics to carry on.
But all these people saying that there's a bunch of Kid Cool games.
Well, that's because Vic Tokai made like 3 or 4 of them.
Oh.
But yeah, I do think this game does appeal to me the same way that like a Kaizo hack appeals to people who are really good at Mario games. And I'm not really good at driving games, so this comparison is already falling apart. But like,
See,
it's just the impossible level of difficulty and the complete unfairness of it just make me want to conquer it and just say, ha, I am better than you at this thing that is not a real thing.
Isn't a Kaizo game essentially, like, isn't a Super Mario Maker level just taking assets and putting them in different orders?
well,
I guess it's a
Kaizo.
literal description of a ROM hack, yes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Well, and like that's
And
a
what about
literal
this?
description of Kaizo from my understanding. Like, doesn't it mean like mixed up? You're the one who knows Japanese
Kaizo
here.
means mod.
Mod. Oh, okay. I see.
Basically just means mod. It literally means like, I forget, I'm blanking on what the kanji is for Zo there. Let me look it up.
I just have to keep rubbing it in a little bit, Tempestroll, in order to, like, because, yeah, if you like Kaizo levels,
Reorganize.
this is a Kaizo.
Yeah, like made and
This
new.
is-
I
this
guess
is-
would be how you literally translate.
This is a
Oh.
reshuffle of assets. I mean, I guess you don't have to buy a Kaizo Mario.
Yeah, I mean, I think earlier I literally said it was an asset flip.
Although I
Remodeled.
kind of like wish that people could, like, people who do put work into mods and stuff, like, could financially benefit from those, because like Steam tried that for a little while. Not for long, but for a little while.
I agree, but I would never support a version of Steam where they did that. Steam's version was going to give like a colossal amount of profit to Steam, and mod owners were not going to get well compensated.
Well,
and as I
yeah,
recall, there was
that-
also a problem where like you could very easily just take someone's stuff off the workshop and rebrand it as your own.
So, like, I feel
don't
like
remember the exact
Unity
detail.
and the assets here is actually being more generous than most video game companies, you know, allowing people to use these remade assets and sell a game, even if it's not a quality game.
Well, yeah, and I don't know anything about whether these assets were paid or not. They probably weren't. There's a pretty amazing community of people who spread out across the web. It's not just Unity, but like just like 3D modelers who will publish assets for free on sites like TurboSquid or on like Gumroad, or Booth PM is another one that I go to for VR chat character assets. In Unity, you bought a license for the assets, kind of. Like, if you're using Community Edition, you don't have to buy anything. Unless you buy the assets, in which case, yeah, you have a license for it.
Yeah, I would say that...
I guess you still technically bought a license, it just didn't cost any money. There's tons of great things. Unity's fantastic, I love it. It's got some jank, but
actually, yeah, somebody is pointing out Epic Dumpster Bear is great. Yeah, that was all like purchased assets and stuff, and it ended up being a pretty, like, heck, I'd rather play that than the new Bubsies.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I feel like Dumpster Bear should be compared with something a little better than Bubsy.
Well, like
Bubsy
game. Is also another platformer that like came out with unique assets, but it ended up being way like more boring than Epic Dumpster Bear.
Has there ever been a good Bubsy game?
I don't think there has.
Bubsy 1 is better than Sonic 1.
Low bar?
Yeah, like Sonic 1 is like probably the worst Sonic game on the Genesis. So I mean, but there's only
on the Genesis
4 or 5 of those. It's not the worst Sonic game. It's the worst Sonic game on the Genesis.
Close.
Honestly, I feel like Bubsy 1 is so close to being a good game. If they like ease the difficulty a little bit, allowed you to take damage and not instantly die, maybe remove the fall damage and all of the crap deaths. If the difficulty were lower, I feel like it would be not just a cult classic, but an actual classic.
Yeah, maybe. I guess Bubsy 1 isn't like it's definitely not as bad as Bubsy 2.
Oh, Bubsy 2 sucks. I hate it.
It's just a mess.
Yeah. Like, unfortunately, like, it sucks, but not in an innovative way. That's what frustrates me about it. It's just...
Yeah. It's not interesting. It's just...
It's like they took a step back. Yeah. It's boring and confusing, and it just did things that weren't as good as the first. Yeah.
It's funny. I think it's funny actually. I think Yahtzee had a video about this recently. Like he literally was like bad. He said the same thing we've said a bunch of times. Bad games are better than boring games, right? Bad is better than bland.
Absolutely.
Yes,
typically.
And I'd say that like this game, you know, we haven't been able to talk a whole lot about it because it's pretty straightforward what's going on. You know, you're driving here, but the thing is, like, you can still see the frustration with the players getting stuck on all of this terrain. Genie right here trying to get across a rock in the road. Like,
gets past the rock, that'll be a pass.
You just gotta hit it with speed.
Like with there we go. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, timeout.
So that's the lead so far.
Yeah,
and we actually did
get farther.
0 seconds somehow. So I guess the
what
timer
did you say, Wolf?
Yeah, it's a little farther, but yeah, no, barely. I don't understand how this timer works. It's just ends when it feels like it, and you cry.
I kind of love it
sometimes.
I suspect that whatever they're doing to measure time,
Genie, no,
is like
why
not
would you
completely
do this to us?
Okay,
this is the level where VR mode, bro. You get VR mode.
Wait, there's VR mode?
No, there isn't.
Oh my gosh, I want to vomit everywhere. I started playing Boneworks on VR last night, or yesterday, and while I love it, yeah, after about an hour or two, I was very nauseous, and I'm really excited to get back into it. Like, it's one of those things that I feel like I will be able to get used to VR movement like that and feel less nauseous, but Like, it feels like it's something that's going to be doable. Sort of like Peggy the Peach 3. First time I played that, I felt absolutely abysmal and thought I was going to vomit. But then the later times that I played it, no, I didn't. I adjusted. My brain adjusted and allowed it.
Did you no longer have the need to vomit, or did you no longer have anything in your stomach from vomiting? Because there's a difference.
You know what? I actually feel more nauseous the less food I have in my stomach. If I am full, I will not get motion sickness. I'm weird.
Huh.
I'm like the opposite of most human beings in a lot of regards.
Yeah, I am amazed that every single that both of our players keep trying to just drive up that cliff where there's a little ramp just to the side that Jane Genie finally went up.
Well, you have to understand as well that, you know, considering how slippery everything is, you know, you sometimes don't really have too much of a choice if you're going at a consistent speed where your vehicle is going to go. You just
I mean, it also just looks like it's supposed to be the path, but
yeah,
it does.
Yeah.
Do you like how the lighting doesn't update until you get close? I don't know why that happens, but like the lighting on this
like the
terrain
floor,
just
yeah,
doesn't occur. Like doesn't update
yeah.
until you're close to it.
I'm
So I
wondering
actually didn't notice
that,
this playing the game at all because I'm usually staring at like directly in front of my car.
honestly,
so that I'm not hitting stuff. But yeah.
honestly,
I don't know
with
why it
all
does
the
that.
assets here, like I have seen Unity games chug, and this is not really a chugger.
This doesn't have that many assets in it. This is like
Well, I've
okay.
seen Unity games with fewer assets chug.
I mean,
Fair.
not
Oh, man,
doing
there's a lot
shadows
of
on
popping out.
anything more than 10 feet away from you probably helps not chug.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
wonder
again,
why.
I'm a fan. Make worse-looking games. Make games that are
But make them
cheaper,
play
that have
good.
fewer graphics, and that are shorter. I would prefer if they're good, yeah. But
Yeah.
like, honestly, your game does not have to look like. What's a game that I could use as a comparison? Like Forza. You can have lighting pop in and out. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, also a lot of Unity games chug because too much stuff was put in the update function.
Yeah, that's what Jeff is saying. Well,
it depends on
in
the
that
way that your
case,
game
the
is
developers
optimized.
here knew enough to not put everything in the update function. Yeah.
One thing that's nice about this game being made in Unity and not like if this was like an older 3D driving game, I could see the physics getting kind of weird. I have a high refresh rate monitor, so one of the things I was a little worried about initially was are different refresh rates going to play bad with the physics? But fortunately, Unity uses delta time for all its physics calculations by default, and so you don't have to worry about things like that. Gene Genie has now made it a little further than before, just a little.
Novasol,
You got 30
you are
seconds,
saying that
though.
you want to pressure people into playing VR golf with you. I will. I'm going to
It's
go
fun.
ahead and say that as a commitment. I will play VR golf with you. Oh, yeah, you were
There's a-
playing that too, Tempestral, huh?
There's a chance that
Gene Genie.
there's a chance that they're going to see the exit. I don't think they can make
12,
it to the exit. They're
11.
going to see it.
Oh, it's right.
Oh,
They're not going to make it. They're
Go,
not
go,
going to make it.
go, 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 go.
Oh, they made it!
Gene Genie made it. We get to see
Wow.
drunk mode level 3.
Hey, I haven't seen this.
I was certain that they weren't going to make it. So, first thing to note, all the other drunk levels, you got more time.
Well,
You got 10 more seconds on this one. You went from 300 to like 310.
well.
Which is kinder than the next level pair, where you'll actually get less time at the drunk half.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Wait a sec. Isn't this going? This is the start of the level again. This isn't going backwards, is it?
No, it's going backwards. So the levels start and end in very similar ways with this winding
Okay.
hill. And like
I guess
this,
it's the last
this hill, you absolutely want to gun it through that hole because, yeah, just gun it through that hole in the rocks.
Clades
That is 100%
in chat
the
is
strat.
asking if we said VR golf, and we did. I want to VR golf with you, as well. Yeah, I don't know about today, but sometime soon we should definitely do a VR golfing. Oh no, it turned red. What does that mean?
It's red.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it's not.
It's,
It means red.
it It is 50% less green and blue than it was before.
Okay.
It just means the developer found the button on the
red
filter.
button.
It's
Aha!
red. Yeah.
It just means the developer found the red button. I
Yeah.
love it. Honestly,
Look, I've used Unity enough to know that like where the settings are to do this stuff.
yeah, I've barely used Unity, and I feel like I would be able to pull that off.
Yeah. Stop following the road. You can just go through the little green section in the middle. So much faster.
I'm so glad we got to give up this game.
Me too. Like, yeah,
I was
no,
really
like you couldn't have done it for just an hour because they would have finished in the desert section. We wouldn't have gotten to this glory.
Yeah, well, and like the resets would have been like a proportionally much larger segment of time, and it wouldn't have been fun for the competitors. And this probably isn't fun for the competitors anyways, but at least it's fair-ish.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look at that!
Oh no, 5-4. Wow.
Oh my gosh,
Ulrich
both
was
of the players
very
have
nearly
made
timed
it.
out on that. Oh
Yeah,
wow,
single
this
digits
is
for both of them. I'm amazed.
great. Well, DeWolf, I'm gonna need your help to determine who's gone farther because these levels are starting to look a little samey, and I haven't seen this one.
Well, we got a half hour. I think one of them, at least one of them, maybe both of them will clear this level outright, and that would be useful. But they're at least going to make it to. There's a hill where we started, and they're probably both going to at least make it to that hill, so that'll be easy to judge on. I think.
This is becoming a really close match. You know, we're an hour and a half into it. Players just right next to each other. Thank you so much, Novasol, for that sub and for all the chat getting excited about this. This is really, for a game that Tempestral has complained about a lot, this is being a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I mean, I would
I
100%
said-
say. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I said it was fun. I said I thought it was funny.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone in chat should just go out right now and spend 50 cents on this game. It is worth 50 cents easy.
You
So,
should. You
that's
should
all
spend
I'm
it
saying.
on this game and not Trump versus Mafia.
Yeah, probably. I would probably agree with that. Although, oh my gosh, thank you so much, 3Hams, for gifting that sub over to Jade Strike X, and thank you as well to Polterghost for resetting this level.
I was super worried that Genie was going to go right there because it's not clear that you're supposed to go left. But somehow they remembered that section from their way down. I did not when I was playing this the first time and got very stuck going the wrong way.
Yeah,
Very
honestly, like that's something as well that, you know, being able to remember your way back in a very windy level with a lot of visual effects. I don't know if there's a way to learn that skill.
Yeah, it's decently easy to follow your way on the way there. It's decently well marked. The level is just no longer well marked on the way back. It's not even that it's just dark out and you don't have your lights on. If you're gonna drive drunk, please turn your lights on at the very least. Just
No,
put that out there.
just don't. Okay, I'm gonna say don't.
Okay, excuse me. Don't drive drunk and do turn your lights on. There, we can just do both of those.
Yeah.
Oh, I think this is the final hill. Genie might just clear this.
Wow.
Follow
Yeah,
your
yeah, this
local
is.
laws, everybody.
Hard to
your
tell with the
local
hill.
What was that flip?
Oh my god, so
Wow.
yeah, so the car cannot wind up upside down for some reason.
Yep.
So it just did a full flip?
That was beautiful. Oh, this is right at the
Yeah.
end, isn't this?
This is.
Gene
Assuming the
may
timer isn't.
beat it.
Unless the timer lies by like 30 seconds, which it might.
Does that actually happen?
Has it done that to you?
I don't know.
It hasn't done that to me yet. It's only been like 5 or 6 seconds.
You-
Oh.
Yes!
Wow, that was so
Wow.
fast.
Our Russians guess. Bring some spirit from the nearest city now. Genie is back into the lead, moving on to the 4th set of levels.
Oh my god.
Remember,
Wow,
this
that's
is
a
this
fun
is the
starting
live
angle.
alive of drunk driving simulators.
Oh wait,
Because
we're
we
back
are
to the
too-
first character.
Oh, are you sure?
It's the same truck on the first level.
I mean,
Well, I mean-
multiple people can own this truck.
Don't
For what it's
think
worth.
It's not the
There's
same
no-
color, I don't think, right?
No,
Or
it was red.
red. Oh.
There's
okay.
fewer items in it.
Anyways,
It doesn't have any barrels in it. Yeah, we're stuck now. But I mean, I don't know if it's the same character. It's the same truck. There's no person in there. You're just like disembodied hands.
Speaking of Live Alive, super excited to know that there's going to be an official North America release. I am thrilled about that. Not only that, but it looks like the same team that worked on some of the like Octopath Traveler. It looks very similar to that style.
It looks beautiful.
I think it's going to be amazing. Thank you so much, all of the people who worked on translation ROMs, for making it popular enough here that we can have a full release.
That direct was basically a gauntlet of every game that I thought we'd all sort of given up on, like all sorts of different stuff that I just assumed would never get ported to newer systems, like getting Klonoa and was it Armored Core? And
are you thinking of Front Mission?
Right, Front Mission. Armored Core is the FromSoft one.
Yeah, Armored Core is Armored Core is like Mech Warrior.
I know they're not the same, but they have mech. They have mechs in them.
You can't just call all mech games the same. Like, next you're gonna tell me Advance Wars is the same as those games because it has mechs in it.
Oh, it does, doesn't it?
They're very different mechs.
I mean,
yes.
Who can say? Who can say? Advance Wars or Super Robot Wars? They have wars in the title and they have mechs. It's the same game, same series.
What the crap is with all these truckers just leaving their trucks in the middle of like caves?
Those were tanks.
God, it's Ottawa.
No, those were not. There are tanks, but there are also trucks.
I don't live downtown, so I haven't seen any. But holy crap!
Not every vehicle is a tank. Gosh.
Every vehicle is in fact a tank, just like every mech is from the 90s.
Now I have tank stuck in my head, so thank you. Good song.
I thought you were gonna say thank you.
But yeah, no, the direct was just like so many RPG announcements, and then they're like, if they're announcing every other RPG, and they're like, oh hey, we're bringing back Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings. We're like, oh god, are they gonna do it? Are they finally gonna do it?
But
nope.
Nope.
I feel like, you know, if it weren't as much of a meme, they would have brought it out already.
Maybe.
I mean,
my base assumption is that Nintendo is just spiteful and doesn't like its consumers. So that's me being cynical, but maybe.
I sincerely doubt that. I think they like money, but
well, yes, that's true.
Everybody, you owe it to yourselves to play Mother 3. I still haven't.
Tomato's translation is fantastic.
And then as soon as Nintendo releases it officially in North America with an actual translation, then buy it. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay.
I mean, Cadus, like, you can just call the group of people that you're thinking of any other name. You don't have to call you don't have to, like, just localize that. It's fine. That's a normal localization thing.
I'm not aware of this whole deal, but I've heard that like this would be a problem like several times before, so I guess it does seem unlikely from what I've heard, but I haven't actually played the game.
There are some ways to change some things in games, you know, that's not exactly like, it's not trivial, but if for some reason Mother 3 does have some questionable issues, you could probably deal with that.
Yeah, things in games are changed for quote-unquote questionable issues all the time. Usually the internet doesn't make a hate mob. Usually they only make a hate mob if someone bothers to tell them. So you just don't tell people about the changes that will bother them.
Well, I also feel like if you're changing a game to remove racism, then you probably don't want the people who disapprove of those changes playing your game.
Yeah, and I guess we can just actually like say what it is. Like,
no,
there's just a group of people that are called the gypsies.
No,
you were right there.
No.
Time out.
Time's up at the ramp.
That sucks.
But yeah, there's a group of people in the game called Mad Gypsies, and you could just call them anything else. This is fine.
I see.
Yeah, change the name. It's fine.
There is slightly other issues, but like you can. I don't know, you can change their portrayal. I really don't think it's an unfixable thing, but
yeah, that's one of those terms that, like, as somebody who lives in North America, like, I don't have nearly the same kind of personal, like, I don't have the same kind of like personal like context for that word as a lot of folks living in, like, say, Europe would. But you know, I can absolutely understand why that would be changed. Like, it's not the sort of thing they would probably want to put in a modern localization.
Yeah. Honestly,
Oh my God! Is
Oh,
GG
wow.
stuck on the? They are so close to the end too.
What a way to
no.
get stuck.
I don't understand this physics.
Wow.
that
It's
is
like
a little
you're stuck
odd.
on nothing. Look at the geometry. There's
That's
nothing
like
there.
half of my
Their wheels
life
are on
being
the
stuck
air.
on nothing.
So, well, they
Yep.
escaped, but it's too late. It's too late.
Front wheel drive cars. Oh, I guess it's just all wheel drive. Still, yep, that sucks. Our Russians guests will never get their spirit.
Yeah. But yeah, I would say that honestly, a lot of things in the 80s and 90s, a lot of games that came out during that time are problematic. If they were to be released today, they would have to have significant changes. But honestly, you know, if it's something that is beloved, then it's worth making something that, you know, has those changes. I feel like it's worth it, and people celebrate it.
Oh, that is a pretty, yeah, okay, reading this in chat, that is a pretty rough. I
Yeah,
don't even know how I would
it's-
begin to approach that.
So it's playing into a fairly common form of humor in Japanese media, for better or for worse. But I honestly don't think it needs, like, I don't know, you could very easily portray them slightly differently and change the impression a lot, I think. So
Yeah, honestly, you know, let's go ahead and leave that discussion. I think I think changing things is doable, and I would trust a video game company with as much money as Nintendo to be able to pay a couple writers to make something that works.
Oh, see, I wouldn't, but
Well, I mean, it doesn't
they got a lot of
pay
different
writers,
subs-
pay writers, everybody.
Well, yeah, do that. They got a lot of different development teams under there. I shouldn't lump them all
yeah,
together.
no, they have like whoever's doing the Paper Mario writing, have them do it. They'll do a good job.
Yeah, yeah.
Character dialogue in Origami King is really funny. I
And
don't
that-
really care about the game at all, but the writing is so like, it's just sort of weird to me, I guess, as someone who grew up with a certain era of games and certain kinds of writing in games, growing up in the 2000s, like hearing like modern sounding dialogue, like, you know, dialogue that like how actual people speak is very strange to me in a Nintendo game.
Yeah, I'd say
Using
that.
like modern slang terms and stuff, it's very odd.
Yeah, if they got the Paper Mario team, the team that localized those games, I'm sure they could figure something out that would make things a lot better. Anyways, let's go ahead and leave that because we've only got 15 minutes left in this match. Genie versus Polterghost, and Polterghost is one level behind. I guess half a level if you want to. Oh my gosh, already doing flips, Polterghost.
Yeah, but they've gotten really close to clearing this a few times, and they very well may get through it yet.
Still is a heartbreaker
Not this
that
attempt.
Polterghost got right to the end, but unfortunately fell off the ramp.
This is like the snooziest, like most tired sounding background music
It really is.
on this Sonic level highway.
I'm sure we'll get plenty of good EDM in 2 minutes when we clear it. Don't worry.
Oh, I hope we get more. Yeah, Cadis is correct. Polter's on 3-2, and Genie is on 4-1. Now, this is a winner's bracket match that is going for 2 hours due to it being an endurance round. The players just have to, take... What am I trying to say?
Oh, great turning around these corners.
Whoever is in the lead when by the time that the 2-hour mark is hit, will be the victor here. If both players are on the same stage, whoever has made the most progress driving down the road in that stage will be the victor. Poltergust could definitely still catch up. Genie has been struggling a little bit with this, but I feel like they may make it to 4-2.
Yeah, they're making a really good time.
This is way better than I expected. Like, I didn't expect them to get this far. I thought they were gonna have a lot more trouble with the first, I thought they were gonna struggle with the first level and then eventually figure it out at like how to.
It's the
Control
Kuso
their
conundrum. You always,
But they got it.
they always do better than you would expect. Always, always, always.
Yeah,
I've
they
gotta
got
stop
the
making
desert
that
level
assumption.
so fast.
I think the first clear of the first level was like 15 minutes or something, which was.
This is a new PB
really
now.
good.
I don't.
Yep. I'll pass that
I think
corner.
it's just the next corner, but they're not gonna.
Oh no.
Will they get to take the turn at least?
2 seconds, 1 second.
Oh,
Nope.
you can see the text.
text.
Oh, no.
No, that was so close. But honestly, will Poltergust be able to make it that far? Only time will tell, but not a lot of time. About 12 and a half minutes will tell.
I mean, Poltergust has to beat this level this attempt, and then just first try the fourth level, or
It's
one.
actually kind of doable, I'd say.
It's 100% doable. It's just a matter of doing it, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of doing it. God, if only it were so easy.
yeah, I say exactly as they run into some invisible geometry. I'm gonna call. I'm gonna call.
See,
it a
those are
subpixel
not
because I played
tanks.
too many
Those are
golf
trucks.
games.
Those are trucks.
These are
Don't-
trucks. They were tanks.
They're military trucks.
They're not tanks.
They're like, what's the word for like
Trucks.
reinforced armor?
They're trucks.
I was gonna say an APC, but that's like a very different kind of vehicle.
Hey,
They're
I have an APT.
Desert trucks.
They're trucks from the end of Indiana Jones 1.
Yeah. There were some
Yeah.
tanks
Personnel
earlier, though. Yeah, I
There
know
were-
there were tanks, Cornda, and I saw the tanks.
God, I
Tanks
should
for all the
rewatch.
tanks.
I should rewatch Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's a good movie.
Raiders of the Lost Ark is absolutely stellar.
So good.
The Temple of Doom is questionable in some ways, but I still enjoy it. And I'd say that one is the one that has aged the worst out of all of them.
Well, I was going to say what the actual worst one is, but I forgot that they only made 3 Indiana Jones films.
I've never seen anything but the 3 Indiana Jones films and possibly some of the young Indiana Jones. I'm not sure.
I've heard that those are pretty good. It's a TV show, isn't it?
Sure.
Young Indiana Jones? I thought that was
Yeah,
a TV show.
I think
Am I
so.
getting this wrong? Am I thinking of Young Frankenstein?
No,
Or that's a movie.
That was a movie.
With,
And
Gene-
also is less racist than Indiana
Wilder?
Jones 2. I think. Actually, I'm
Indiana
not
Jones
sure
has some
anymore.
real-
I don't want.
It has a variety of problems.
It's got Gene Wilder, okay? Gene Wilder. Just pay attention to Gene Wilder and also. Yeah.
Young Frankenstein does. Young Frankenstein has Gene Wilder, not Young Indiana Jones.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine Gene Wilder
Gene
as
Wilder
young
as
Indiana
Indiana
Jones? That
No, I
possibly could have
can't
been
actually.
the best television series of all time.
I
What
don't know
a
actor
trip.
names at all. Gene Wilder, what have they played?
Gene Wilder was the good Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka. Old school Willy Wonka.
You might know him from
Old school
Blazing
Willy
Saddles.
Wonka or new Willy Wonka?
Oh,
Because
The good one.
Old.
The old one.
I don't have a good sense of taste anymore.
Fair.
Which one is the
That's,
good one?
That's understandable. No, the original, and also he was
Okay.
in Blazing Saddles.
Oh, okay, cool. Did you just see that on Poltergust screen, by the way?
That was an incredible jump.
I don't understand how they got up there, but it was beautiful.
I'm refreshing the streams. It looks like Genie's stream may
Yeah.
be having a bit of a hard time. Okay, it's back up. It's going. Definitely is
Yeah.
a screenshot show right now. You know, we're
Oh wow!
I'm seeing
honestly,
the same
it
thing,
looks
yeah.
like drunk mode, but I don't think it is.
Damn, this is like
Wow.
It's one
like-
frame per 2 seconds.
it's. Hey, look everybody! It's a preview of Kingdom
There
Hearts on the
we
Nintendo
go.
Switch. Oh, we're back.
Preview
Wow,
of Kingdom
that's-
Hearts.
That's
yeah.
harsh. Fair,
true,
but
though.
harsh.
you people might think that I am too critical of Nintendo, and yeah, that's true. I'm playing it up partly, but it's also fair.
It's not Nintendo's fault that Square is refusing to put a PS2 game on the actual console.
Oh, I guess it is Square's problem, isn't it? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
1 and 3, maybe 3 can't run on a Switch, but 1 and 2 100% can.
It might also be like Disney's fault.
Uh-oh.
We can blame Disney for a lot of things.
I love this. Genie was driving in one frame, and then in the next frame was wedged inside of a barrier, and then in the next frame was in the menu. That's comedy right there. That's a comedy in 3 acts.
By the way, I love, since we brought up Willy Wonka, the original, there are people who are who hate on it because Roald Dahl, who wrote the book, doesn't like that movie and was very angry. But I love to mention the fact that they brought him on to write the script, but he took so long that they had to kick him off of the project. And it's like, if you are supposed to be the writer for a movie and you sucked at it so bad that they had to bring in another writer, then you kind of I'm gonna go ahead and say you lose the right to complain there, Mr. Roald Dahl.
I'm just surprised he was involved at all, because the guy hates television so much.
Yeah.
Like, Matilda is a book, and it's so good, and I love it, but that's basically a book about how bad television is.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I still, the musical Matilda is amazing. Everybody should listen to it, okay?
I have not. I don't know if I've ever seen it. I've watched the movie. I've read the book. I don't think I've seen the musical.
Wolf, go. The musical should be probably on Spotify or YouTube Music. I would recommend giving it a listen to. Since you've already seen or read the book or seen the movie, you'll understand what's going on, and it'll be very easy to follow. But it's surprisingly great music that stays very true, I feel, to the heart of the book. So yeah, listen to it. My recommendation.
I have not read or seen Matilda, so I suppose I should have to check it out. I've heard very good things about it.
It's so good. I don't know. I also love the movie version of it, but
I mean, Fantastic Mr. Fox is also a movie that I quite like, and
it's
I
not
know
a
that
musical.
Roald Dahl didn't. It's not a musical,
It has
and Roald Dahl
nothing
did
to
not
do
do the
with Roald Dahl.
screenplay for the movie, but Wes Anderson did a very good job of extending the short story into a script that could be like the Fantastic Mr. Fox, the book.
So good.
Ends at about the halfway point in the movie, and Wes Anderson's narrative voice is matches the original well enough that I didn't notice.
I love Fantastic Mr. Fox. I feel like everybody who has seen it loves it. Like, it's just
one of my favorite
just a great movie.
It may be my favorite movie.
And I still quote it all the time.
Oh yeah,
But guess what? I watched it while I was guess what? I'm gay, and also when I watched it, I was still very big into the furry fandom. So there's no surprise I really liked that movie when I watched it, but it still holds up.
I showed it to my family. It's one of those ones that we still quote all the time. Like, we have these. I feel like every family's got this, right? Like, for my family, it's Sky High and Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah,
the two movies we quote constantly.
I still quote it quite a bit. Napoleon Dynamite's one of those that slips into everyday conversation for me as well. Although I have to decide who to like. There are some people who very much will not get it, and that's fine. Or we'll be like, are you serious? Like, yeah.
It's not really a movie for me. I don't entirely get it, but clearly it resonates with a lot of people. I think maybe you just have to be like, you have to have lived that experience.
Napoleon Dynamite is basically my childhood. Yeah.
Right. I get the impression that a lot of people who like it have been in that place before.
Where are you going?
No! You fool! I drive on the road.
Poltergeist, you need to get through it right now. You need to get through this time, and if you do, you have one chance.
On the road.
I think it's too late for that.
I think it might be too late, but you know, we have seen some huge comebacks in the last minutes in previous matches. I'm not going to say it's too late.
I really want.
Polterghost,
oh, no! Please don't be stuck
don't
here.
be stuck.
Okay, you're not.
Oh.
Okay,
You're not stuck.
please,
You're
please,
good.
please
too
keep
late.
going, please. There's
Not
hope.
until it's too late.
This is it. This is the
so close.
end
This
of
is
the
the run.
stage. This
But
is
they
it.
went off the road. You got to be on the
no.
road, not the grass. No, you have to
No, and now they're so vertical that it's gonna be hard to get speed.
Yeah.
They've.
Oh, that
Oh
blows.
no.
Oh,
Oh my
Commentator's
gosh.
curse.
it's real.
No,
so
it's
real.
not. It's not real. Polterghost
Who is
back on the
winning?
road. Commentator's
No,
curse
GG's
is
winning
made
so
up.
far, but
It is.
Polterghost
Everything's
is
made up.
so close to
Your
the end.
face is made up.
Oh, it's not gonna be
I
enough.
know.
60
I wish my
seconds
face
to
were
be
made up better, but it's not. I'm sorry.
Both players are losing. Yeah, but at the same time, I haven't really seen either player complaining in the Discord, so
Maybe. Oh, go. No. Oh no. Come on.
Come on, just
This
keep
is
wiggling those wheels.
torture.
Wiggle the wheels.
Wiggle it.
Wiggle.
Wiggle the wheels.
yeah, you don't want to get stuck on the tree.
No, wiggle
no,
the other
you're
way.
You're
Don't
stuck.
wiggle into the tree.
Why are you
This is,
reversing?
I think this is
Go
it. I
forward.
think this is the.
I think they're clipped into the tree.
Yep.
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
that
Oh
is
wow.
bad.
I mean, to be fair, you usually do not want to get stuck on trees while driving.
Yeah, but
So
in real
rough.
life, the leaves aren't solid gold, made out of solid gold. And in this game,
Yeah.
they're made out of solid gold. You just crash to a dead halt if you touch a leaf.
Solid
Oh,
gold.
I
man.
got stuck under a leaf. I don't know how I did this, but like I got under, and then my car suspension pushed up, and the leaf just crushed me into the ground. It was so
Wow. Wow. Yeah, neither of these players have actually spoken in the Discord at all since the start of the match. Not even to like make a joke or be like, I hate this game.
Yeah.
They've both been singularly focused on this for 2 hours, and that takes some
That's
mental
pretty
and dare I
impressive.
say emotional fortitude.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of those games that I would play, like, just casually play for probably 5 to 10 minutes and be like, haha, I'm done.
Oh, you can't do that. You'll have only just made it to the first drunk level.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta complete the first drunk level.
Yeah, honestly, that's sort of something that I can appreciate out of this game. That, oddly, most of like the drunk video game humor comes from the UK, from what I've seen so far. So it's nice to have a little diversity in the drunk video game humor. Although I guess Redneck Rampage wasn't from the UK.
Is that drunk driving?
No, it's
No,
more
Redneck
drunk
Rampage is,
first-person
build engine
shooter.
game.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think it didn't.
Oh.
Redneck Rampage come out before Duke Nukem.
I feel
know
like
one
it
game
did.
Is that the game? The only other Blood Engine game I can think of right now is Blood, and that was after.
Blood did come out on Build Engine. Yep.
Yeah, no, that was
But
after.
Blood is like a late release. Like they're doing a bunch of stuff that wasn't done in like earlier Build Engine games.
Oh yeah, there wasn't. Oh, this is the one that's like this year, or
There-
last year.
No, Redneck Rampage came out in the 90s. There's a
Yeah.
one that came out very recently that is technically built on Build Engine, but it's like they're doing so much stuff.
Yeah.
Ion
I saw it. What was
Fury,
it?
or is that the company? Oh wow, Polter's just done, huh? 1 minute, fair enough. Is it
I
I'll be
can't
honest,
necessarily
Ion
blame
Maiden.
yet dance.
Ion Maiden? That game looks so cool. I mean, Civi liked it, and he loves build games, so it must be at least halfway good, right?
Yeah, Duke Nukem 3D was a year before Redneck Rampage, but Witch
Oh, okay.
Haven was the first one in '95, a year
Yep.
before. Also,
And
William
Tech War
Tech
came out
Tech
before.
War.
Yeah, Tech War came
There
out before
we
before
go.
Duke Nukem, which I think is hilarious.
So there's two.
Guess
games.
what?
Is Witch Haven? I've never heard of this.
Doesn't matter because it's time, everybody. Yeah,
Haven's okay.
we're not doing build engine games. Instead, we're doing matches over.
I think Genie just wants to see the end of this level. Let's see if they can get
Actually,
there.
I kind of want to hear the music if we do get
Come
there.
on. Come on.
on,
Oh,
come
it's so
on.
close. They can absolutely make
close.
this.
Just keep going.
Go, 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 go.
Keep going.
Go, go,
Have to back up
go,
a
go,
little.
go.
Hey,
Yeah, everybody,
wait a
welcome
second, what?
to...
Is this the first level? It's not, okay.
After a lot of spirit. Okay, let's listen to this music. I want to hear it. Aw, yeah.
All right.
That is
Nice.
time.
Awesome, awesome.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us for this match. We're going to talk to them and see what their thoughts are about this game if they wish to come and join chat. And it looks like both of them are here. So hello, Gene Genie. Hello, Polterghost. Welcome. Okay, so that sort of makes sense for the feeling. Yeah, here's the deal.
Please delete the brandy stage.
The brandy stage. Yeah.
2-2.
Pretty bad.
Please
Polterghost.
delete that level.
Unfortunately, it was 3-2 that sort of toppled Polterghost. Gene Genie made it almost to the end of 4-1 by the end.
I saw the exit. It's like I ran out of time.
Yeah, we saw it too, and we're like, our hearts are broken for you.
And when you just got caught up against the lamppost or something, and you're just completely stuck, it was so good.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking as well. I think I would have succeeded on that run if I wasn't stuck there.
Yeah.
So, life lesson, if your side mirror hits a tree, your car's totaled. It doesn't matter if the side mirror is still intact. Your car's just completely totaled.
It's true in real life, too.
It's true. Gotta buy a new car.
Actually, I lost a side mirror one time. Oh, that poor deer. I think the deer lived, but my side mirror did not. Definitely flew off. Yeah, that was terrifying.
The thing is, I was having fun with this game till 2-2 happened.
Yeah, so what are your opinions about this game, actually? Let's start with Polterghost. What do you think?
Oh man, this is the best solo driving experience since Big Rigs.
Oh, good old Big Rigs. Yeah, Gene Genie?
Like I said, this was a good game till 2-2 happened.
Okay, good game until 2-2. Yeah, what's funny is that we talked a lot about like the definition of a good or a bad game, the definition of art during this. We got into some strangely deep discussions because, it's very much an asset flip when it comes to Unity that doesn't have nearly as much polish as a lot of modern games, but I still think that it had some new, or at least interesting ideas that I haven't seen very, very much. And like 3-1 got to some fairly decent road design, even if it was frustrating, I feel.
I would say if the message of the art was don't drink and drive, I think they succeeded.
Definitely.
Yeah,
This is
don't
the
drink and drive
Undertale
it.
of driving games.
Yeah, I've never drink drive. Nobody should do it. Just don't. Okay.
Let's look at this game. Don't do it.
Yeah. Maybe they should make you play this in like, if you do get a ticket for doing that, in order to get your license back, you have to beat this game.
Oh man, I tried to do a little cockpit. No, that you can't control in that.
So, actually, I have to ask: did the controls really change at all during those sections, or
No.
is it just visuals?
No, it's all
It's visual.
Okay. With that said, it did seem like, especially 3-2, upped that difficulty quite a bit. Polterghost, you were stuck on that for quite a while. You almost made it to the end like twice.
Oh,
We
it's
were
fell off the
dying.
ramp.
Yeah, oh, that was heartbreaking. That was so tragic. You were so close. You could have made it with like a second to spare. I felt really bad about that one.
The timer lies, right? Like some of the levels, the timer's just like, oh, you got 3 seconds left, do the level over. It's like, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
I think
just
it's
tried
like
to
4 or
rush it.
5.
It's not consistent either. Like sometimes it will actually run out, sometimes it'll be 10 seconds left. I have no idea how it works. None.
Yeah. I've had it reset at like 7 seconds at the most and 3 at the least, I think. It's pretty rough. Can I ask, I know Gene Genie was using a controller with some remapped controls for driving. Polterghost, what was your control setup in the end? Because I don't think I ever got a clear answer as to what you were doing. Were you using a controller with one hand and your mouse with the other?
No. So I used my Switch Hori pad, so I have joystick on the right side and on the left side. So I used the right analog to adjust the camera on the left analog to turn and reverse, and then the right trigger was for advancing.
Oh, okay. So it's very similar to what Genie had then.
Oh,
I was sort of hoping you were.
I left forward to up on analog.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. Okay. I think I probably would have had a gas and brake button specifically, but I don't. That's just my own personal opinion. It's whatever worked for you. I'm glad that it worked, and I'm glad that both of you found something that worked relatively well. You know.
I tried to stay as close to what the developer intended.
If
Now,
they
mind you,
intended
I
anything.
did switch the handbrake button from triangle to X.
I think you mean the jump button.
Yeah, the jump
Yeah,
button.
jump button.
Jump.
Did you find it? Oh, in the in-game controls menu, it calls spacebar jump, even though it's a handbrake.
It's
Did you
handbrake.
actually use handbrake? I just reversed whenever
I
I needed to
attempted
stop.
to. It did not work.
I pressed handbrake if I wanted extra brake.
That's fair,
Okay,
yeah, because
that-
it is stronger.
Definitely worthwhile. So I think that is it for today. Polterghost, you will be going to the losers bracket for another endurance round. You're one of the unfortunate souls who gets 2 of these. But at the same time, like, you were so close in so many places, and there was enough back and forth during this match that it got really exciting, especially towards the end. I'm thinking, let's see. Oh yeah, I want to thank all the GMs, the players, as well as everybody who has dropped bits and who has dropped subs. This is my main source of income. It is extremely helpful, and hopefully, you know, we can go ahead and just keep making it that way. I'm not going to play anything after this today, but we do have several matches tomorrow. I believe 3 gauntlets, and that is going to be a lot of fun. So please do come and watch if you like. And we are going to go ahead and raid Retro Gaming Live TV. I believe they're doing a fundraiser of sorts over there. Fundraising marathon. And they're pretty entertaining. Do we have a good raid message?
Take the new Brange Bover.
Yes, that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What?
Take the new
Range Brover.
Take the new Range Rover. You know, totally not Range Rover. Take the new Range Rover.
Yeah.
Top Gear's demonstrated those things can survive through anything. Take your new Range Rover.
Yeah. Range
Until your
Rover.
light hits a tree.
Until it hits a tree, and then you are fused to it permanently.
Yeah, don't
Become
do that.
one with the earth. Take the new Brain Rover.
I will see everybody tomorrow. Well, everybody who comes. So take care, Genie Polterghost. And I almost called you 3 raccoons. Tempestrel, you devious you. And Doe Wolf, thank you so much.
Who is Tempestrel? I am 3 raccoons in a trench coat. I'm
Bye.
Tempestrel.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
So long.
See ya.